In no time, the scheduled program will kickstart. I have former member of parliament for Oka here, Honorable Hussein. Let's understand how important today is to the rank and file of the New Patriotic Party. You are live on GHOne TV. You have made your way to the Lagos Sports Stadium. How important is today to the ordinary member of the NPP?
Let me say a good morning to you and a good morning to your viewers. Today it's a very, very, very crucial day in the life of our great party. We as members of the New Patriotic Party, we've been through some very trying times, and we are still going through those trying times. I mean, looking at the build-up to the last general elections in 2024, the outcome wasn't something that we expected. And it meant that we cannot continue doing the old things and expect different results. So we have taken time, we have studied, tried to research into the reasons we lost elections. We have taken time off to decide on what we need to do to put structures in place to put us in a better stead for the next election. And the crucial bit starts today. Today we are gathering the highest decision-making body of the party. We are gathering them so we are able to tweak our constitution to an extent that it will be more relevant to the times. So it's a very important step that we are taking, and hopefully whatever transpires here today would have a direct impact on how our party does going forward. We have set some dates, and in fact the dates are not up for any discussions. But we have tweaked a few things about our youth organization, who should have the mandate to select candidates, and a few other things that we're looking at amending within our constitution. So today actually is a very, very, very important day in the life of this party that will affect how the party does going forward for the next 10 years, for the next 20 years, and even for the next 50 years.
When you say the date is not up for discussion, are you referring to the decision by the National Council to have the presidential primaries ahead of any other internal election of the party? Is that what you're talking about?
I think that is cast in stone. It's only the National Council that has the mandate to set dates for presidential and parliamentary elections. And that's what we've done in the past. But the National Council is saying that we have to also respond to the exigencies of the times. Looking at where our party is now, the National Council thinks that, well, if we have some sort of leadership within the party, we are able to direct the party in a particular direction. And so in the wisdom of the National Council, that decision is taken. And I think that you see, in collective, it wasn't one person, it was the National Council as a body. And that ties down every member of the party, and that is not up for discussion. I think that is cast in stone. What we need to do is the other things that we need to do, because the Constitution requires that for such presidential elections set up for January 31st, 2026, we have to open nominations 6 months ahead of time, and we are still in the time frame. Hopefully, within the next couple of days after today's events, we'll set the ball rolling, and then we can catch up it.
Let's zoom in on the reforms. Yeah. One of them, if adopted, will see you have a vote. I'm talking about former members of parliament. How crucial is that? In fact,
I personally wrote to the committee. If you look at what they published, page 17, I personally wrote to the committee to ensure that we practice that. In fact, I think it's best practice. If you look at the NDC is doing it. And for a former member of parliament, especially for the young ones who still have a lot of energy in them, who still aspire, some of them still aspire to go back, some of them aspire to serve in different positions. Today, Honorable Ayoko Buche, she's heading the Commonwealth. I'm sure she got there through her work in Parliament. And so if she remains relevant to the party, she seems to have some responsibility towards the party. Because in my constitution, I still have responsibility towards the party. And I believe that to every responsibility, there should be a right for me to think that there's no elections in the party that I have a vote. I mean, and some of us, thankfully, we've gone through the mill. We have something to still give back to the party. I'm wearing an operations badge. I am serving my party. I still communicate for the party. Why is it that when it comes to elections, I don't have a mandate to vote. I think all of these things are things that we should look at. I mean, this means that, look, for the about 300 or so former members of parliament, they are going to start interacting again with the party, and it sets them up. So now they have an opportunity to serve whatever they have to bring to the party. They are able to do it.
So that proposal is emanating from you. Finally, are you confident that it will be adopted?
Oh, certainly. I was not the only one who raised the issue. I've seen in other documents, other people raise similar things, and I'm looking for it, and I pray, and I believe that it's going to be carried at the end of the day.
All right. Thank you very much. Honorable Hussein is a former member of Parliament for Okankwe North. I have Honorable Kwesi Kwarteng Esquire. Maybe he had aspired to be honorable. Maybe not just yet, but he is a communicator and also a private legal practitioner. How I asked Honorable Hussein Issa that same question. How crucial is today for the NPP?
We admit in principle that the level of attractiveness of the party as it used to be is not the same as today. So obviously we need to make critical and crucial decisions to rebrand the party. And rebranding the party will mean that you have to regroup and make decisions that will be in the supreme interest, first for Ghanaians and also for the party. And so that's why we are here. Today is a very important day for the party to make decisions that will cause or initiate or trigger the unity that we have all been craving for. I mean, it is an undeniable fact that the current status of the party, we cannot win an election with it. There are deep cracks, there are resentments, there are pains, there are animosities. And of course, even in terms of the general outlook within the broader Ghanaian space, it is not a party that we believe, as at now, even if we vote for a general election, will be able to make a headway. I reference my argument on general elections or elections because, I mean, no matter how good or rich your ideas or vision is, if you do not win an election, you cannot implement it. So the first and number one priority of a political party is also to win an election so that you're able to implement your ideas. So today we are coming to make all the right decisions in terms of the amendments, in terms of the expansion. I had expected that we had, done a more wide, broader, and even wilder expansion. But this time around, I'm understanding that it may be, at the polling station level, maybe an addition of 2. I'm also aware that in terms of the proposals on board, there are proposals to also scrap the super delegate conference, which I also agree. Because if you recall, the last time really crossed us where there are resentments and cracks, and Mr. Chirawatin, for instance, had to leave the party because he felt it was not treated well at that end or with that process. So it's also something that we also have to look at. I'm also aware about the reduction of age in terms of positions for youth organizer and maybe I think also of national women organizer, because the youth organizer, now the Gen-Zs also have to take up the role. I mean, these are all proposals that is coming on board. But ultimately, I want to say that every decision that we make, first of all, has to be in the supreme interest of the country and the supreme interest of the party, and especially the supreme interest of the grassroots. That's what Agyapong represents. Because for me, I mean, we are just about 5,012 here. Every decision that we make, we are not making for ourselves, but we are making it in trust for the people who are down there. And that is where the sovereignty is. There is where the power is. Sovereignty resides in them with over 208,000 people. Those are the people that, at the end of the day, will make the crucial decision.
Yeah. You related to some of the decisions that will be taken relative to the proposals as well. I understand that one controversial decision, and that is the top-down approach, i.e. holding the presidential primaries ahead of any other internal election. That is not up for discussion. I'm told it won't show up here at all. It's cast in stone. Is that the case?
I've not seen it in the proposal circulating around yet. But for us, this is our position. I mean, I've always maintained that you do a random reasonable man test. Objectively, everybody believes that when the center cannot hold and there are cracks in the building, the most effective and efficient way of rebuilding was to have mobilized from the top, from the base, the bottom. You build strong foundations. You make sure that if there are animosity, if there are issues, you settle it before you move to the top and build, and then you roof. But I mean, I understand if you look at the National Council, they believe that it should rather start from the top. Because for them, their argument is that if we get a flag bearer, maybe some way, somehow reduce the tension in the party. They may not be entirely correct or wrong, but I mean, getting a flag bearer may not also be a panacea to the problems within the party. But for us in the team Agyapong camp, whether it's top down, whether it's down up, whether it's left right, whether it's right left, we are more than ready. And we are very confident that over 208,000 delegates, they are going to give us the mandate at the end of the day.
Finally, once you speak for Kennedy Agyapong, we told of a donation he made for the party's activity today. Is he the only one who has donated? We are told that others have donated us.
Oh, certainly. I mean, certainly, if you look at their budget, it was around 60 million. I mean, Kennedy Agyapong alone cannot take all the 60 million. I am very much aware Dr. Bamia himself also donated. I understand Dr. Brian Champon also donated, Dr. Duchum also donated. So yes, I mean, everybody is also helping. And it's all good. But, I mean, ultimately, we should also learn to build the base of the party, the ordinary party members, the grassroots, whilst we are in power. So that when we come into power and we are doing activities like this, because they are already built and established, we do not have to always rely on the known faces to contribute, so that we get help from all angles.
Thank you very much. That's Kwesi Kwarteng. Let's still proceed to engage more national functionaries and other leading members of the opposition NPP as they make their way to the Legon Sports Stadium for the National Annual Delegate Conference. I have the National Coordinator, Alhaji Abdulaziz Futa, here. You are live on GHOne TV. What should be our expectation today?
It's simple. That I believe that this is a family meeting. That I believe that, inshallah, everything is going to be all right. What I'm excited about is from tomorrow, inshallah, I will not be calling, people will not call me a national Nasara coordinator. They will call me a national Nasara organizer, which I'm very, very excited about it. It is long overdue that the Nasara wing of the party must identify very well. And this will help for us to work hard and make sure that we'll chase the NDC and give them the run of their money.
How easy would that be?
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough work because we all see what is happening. Even though the economy is very bad, the country, everybody is suffering. Dollar, as they are saying, is 10 in the bank. But when you go to the bank, you will not get it like that. When you go to the black market, it's 13 cedis and something pesos. That when you go to the market to get common plantain to buy, you need to get about 50 to 100 Ghana cedis. So it tells you, if you even want to buy one egg and fry, it's 4 Ghana cedis. It means that our CD, 1 CD, 2 CD, 3 CD is becoming useless now. Things are very difficult. The Dumso levy, we are here. When the energy minister said that they are the sensible government, it is not going to reflect on the pump. And now we have seen that it's reflecting on the pump. So it shows you how difficult the country is. And it is obvious. The only party that can save Ghana from where we are now is NPP.
Do you think all is well with the NPP now? The issue of disunity, factions, is everything well with the NPP today?
It's normal. It's normal. It's normal because there's a space, an open space that everybody wants to occupy. Whenever there's interest in somewhere, there are challenges. And I pray, after this conference, up to the 1st January, that we are going to have the flag bearer election. Things will be going on smoothly. And you see a formidable, united elephant party that the elephant is going to lead. Kick him, kick him, kick him, kick him to chase the umbrella.
All right, Abdulaziz Futa. Let me go to the former OT Regional Minister, Honorable Joseph Makubu. Joshua Makubu. Yes, we've been engaging you, but virtually. Today, live on GHOne TV. First of all, what's your expectation?
Thank you very much. My expectation is that the NPP will get here and live here centralized around the elephant symbol. We see ourselves as a unified party. Anytime the NPP is able to unite, we are always victorious and Ghana is prosperous. So it is my prayer and expectation that whatever amendments that are being proposed, what will make NPP a formidable force? For the sake of Ghanaians, we will get that done. What will not also help us and Ghanaians, we'll make sure that that one too doesn't go through. But whatever comes out, I expect that whoever leaves here tomorrow will not go to the radio station and it will look like it's some people that did this amendment. No, it is NPP amendment, and whoever is here is bound by it.
Talking about amendment, I know there's one that obviously ultimately will make you a beneficiary as a former regional minister, being given the power to vote. What other amendments are you looking forward to?
Yeah, the main amendment I'm looking forward to today is that proposal that is seeking to amend our constitution to make sure that persons with disabilities are included at all levels of our politics. At the polling station, we should have a disability coordinator, constituency disability coordinator, regional disability coordinator, and national disability coordinator, so that by the time we have finished adopting this particular amendment, NPP would have conformed with the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability that is seeking to promote political participation of persons with disability.
Is it not belated? This ought to have happened a long time ago.
Better late than never. You know, last 2 years, we established the Disability Secretariat under the auspices of Justin Frimpong Kodjo, the national chairman, Stephen Team, and spearheaded by our mother, Auntie Rita Talata, and we want to carry it now to the grassroots level.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Joshua Makubu. Long time no see. You are live on GHOne TV. First of all, what does today mean to you, and for that matter, the NPP?
As you know, today is our first national gathering after the devastating defeat, and so it's of much joy that we are meeting as a family to deliberate on very important, critical issues and reforms that are being proposed. These are major motions that we need to consider for the forward march of our party. I'm excited about three of them. One is the expansion of the polling station executives. That is where I've been a polling station chairman for 2 terms, and so I'm excited about that. It's good. And then two, the proposition for the election of all executives. All executives. I'm excited about that because, truth be told, sometimes when there is executive committee meetings, some of the elected executives look down on the appointed officers, and it doesn't augur well for the unity and progress of our party and the attainment of our vision as a party. And so I'm excited about that. And the last one is the top-down approach. That is what is actually the issue. I think it's a stopgap measure. There's a leadership vacuum as we speak. Tension has been simmering, and people are worried, especially the leadership, National Council, National Executives, and co. So they think this is the preferred solution to that. If we are able to do the election of the flag bearer, it will take away the tension. Then they take time to start from the grassroots to the National Executive, and then that will drive the leader to market himself and others. So once it will be tabled, let's see how it goes, and then if the Congress accepts it, unanimous, we move as a united family.
Thank you very much, Jojo. Let's engage Member of Parliament for Ascent South, Reverend Johnny Timfordjo. You're live on GHOne TV. You are making your way to this conference. What is your expectation after today, as far as the NPP is concerned, your party is concerned, and then the country is concerned?
Yeah, thank you very much, Ibrahim. Precisely the sentiment of the grassroots, what the rank and file have so desired and proposed as changes they want to see in our constitution is what we are going to put together, and it's what we are going to put before conference for conference to decide on. We are expecting major constitutional amendments, and at the end of the day, these are going to be amendments that will unite the party better, make us stronger, more attractive, and reflect the interests of everyone within the party. So at the end of today, NPP is going to emerge much stronger, much more attractive, and unite all of us from the top all the way to the down, and from the down everywhere. So this is going to be a great day that we will remember, and Ghanaians have within just 7 months expressed the desire to want to have us back, and for us to come back, we need to make these changes to cure apathy, get everybody on board, and then we come and recapture power.
You are a ranking member for the Committee on Defense and Interior. You are in Ablekuma North. There are conversations ahead of Akwetia. How should this be managed?
As a matter of fact, my committee, together with the Committee on Defense and Interior, together with the Committee on Security and Intelligence, jointly, held the executive accountable. We took action. We heard before us yesterday all the major actors and ministers within the national security architecture, Minister for Defense, Minister for Interior, IGP, and then we asked them specific questions. We held them to account, and we secured assurances from them in how they are going to nip this rather unfortunate threat of political vigilantism and political violence in the bud. We also demanded of them to arrest with immediate effect all the miscreants, all the thugs who attacked Honorable Howard Kumsin, Honorable Daquan Newman, Mr. Chris Lloyd, and all the folks who were attacked. We demanded action, and indeed we have secured the assurances that action is going to be taken. We want them to be arrested and prosecuted, and even further to that, measures to be put in place to ensure we don't have a bloodbath in Akwatia. So we are going to keep engaging them, keep monitoring them, and holding their feet to fire to make sure they do the right thing. We don't want a situation where our democracy will be bastardized. We don't want to get to a point where thumbs will not matter, the votes of our people will not matter, and that whoever wins president or whoever becomes member of parliament will not be by the determination of thumbs, by the determination of which political party has the most violent tax. We don't want that. We want to consolidate the gains on our democracy, and that will hold them to account.
All right, Reverend John Timbato, second vice chairman, you are live on GHOne. Third vice chairman, yes. What, first of all, is your message to the party, and what should we expect from the conference today?
My message to the party is that, first of all, we thank the Almighty God for bringing the entire region, the Eastern region of Ghana, to Accra to be part of the historical conference that is going to take place today. In fact, our expectation is the proposal that is going to amend today. The proposal did not come from anywhere; it came from them. So I hope they propose it, and we, the national officers, indeed have accepted and make it to be part of this conference. So we are hoping that when we mention their old proposal, they should support it, so that the indiscipline that has lost in the party, the indiscipline will come back.
Now, which of the amendments are you looking forward to? Personally, which of the amendments do you find exciting?
The amendment that I've seen excited, one is to open up the electoral college, to open it so that vote buying will become as a thing of past. Secondly, I hope the conference should reapprove the election of the flag bearer first, so that the kind of insult attacks, I'm thinking that indeed it's coming from that channel of election of flag bearership. So when this flag bearership has been done first, I think that kind of functions, and then hooliganism and arrogancy and insult will stop, because we will not allow functionalism to compromise our victory that we are seriously looking for it in 2028.
Is your party ready for the Akwatia by-election?
The party is ever ready. It's so ready for the Akwatia by-election, and we are going to the by-election full vim. We are going to the by-election with assurance. We are going to the by-election to win the by-election, inshallah.
Thank you very much. And so, yes, that's the third vice chairman of the opposition New Patriotic Party. There are other dignitaries who are making their way here. Let's take a word. You are live on GHOne TV. Let's take a word. Honorable, you are live on GHOne TV.
Yeah, I'm welcoming all the delegates to this very important conference. I wish delegates well. Those who are commuting from their various constituencies, I wish them well, and it's going to be a very fruitful conference. This is just to retune our future, and we hope for the best.
Thank you very much. Former Member of Parliament for Constituency. Let's listen to Samia Uku, who is equally engaging the media.
I'm saying, party behind after every election,
na ohwe na nneɛma no bi anko yi a yɛbu nkɔmpɔn kɔ yɛkyi na yɛsi ɛsesa no going forward no ne asesa no ne yɛde ɛyɛ ntotoyɛ nhyehyɛeɛ a yɛsɛ de gu akwan mu mo gyidie kɛsɛ sɛ party no NPP wɔ sunsun bi a will never die yɛbɛtumi akɔ ahohiahia mu yɛbɛtumi akɔ ahokyerɛ mu but the spirit of this party ne yɛ nananom bi gyaeɛ no nipa baako ntumi nku sɛ sunsun ɛna nipa bi akuo bi nso ntumi nku sɛ sunsun ti ne yɛ hwehwɛ ɛyɛ nkabɔ mu ɛyɛ apepa ɔkopa ɛne ɔdɔ a ɛbɛgyina yɛn ntɛm mo gyidie kɛseɛ sɛ nyankopɔn bɛtɔ nsuo agu so and clearly any reforms so yɛde ato akwan mu mo gyidie kɛseɛ sɛ delegates across the country.
All right, so that's Samia Uku, Member of Parliament for Agyapong, talking about the fact that the MPP has a never say die spirit, and the spirit of the MPP can never be killed. And we have the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP. You are live on GHOne TV. Chairman, what's your message to the party?
Ayo nyankopon e de aseda soro kodema no na yada aye obi asoso a oyi sika esoso edeboa dwumadie esoso yaboa yada na sesoso because dwumadie bi say no de agye adwumaden ani sika ene ede ye to wo soso omu yi sika de boa yesoso yeda o mase ekwan soro koso afei yesade onyankopon ase Sir, Wama National Executives, National Council, and so at this Jumadi, so at the Abaso. Nititru, and so Yankopa Boa, na 16 regions, 276 constituencies. The party for Ninano at the Abahase, Onyankopo Inshra Womo, free security so, Baba Prim. Aye party mpanimfoɔ so obi abedura sudie mu ente aseda ane edema ne aye abakosam kese a MPP yeba ne yababobo ne ma yadwen se yagitumu ebetimi aboa ye party no aye 2028 so mo bekai aye 208 abra yewura na nado dan kwakufu adokɔe na nyeye no sabre no yakoye na nye ya saba ya saba ye nhyehyɛ saba na ye chairman fo nko ana na to aba enti 208 no ye besia bibi ti sese ye se sete saade a dodo no kyerɛ sɛ wo se ye di polling stations ka ho enti nu bi ana na nhyehyɛ ni bi ana na aba sɛ kwan ba so ne ye betimi afa ye betimi de nhyehyɛ papa aba ama manfo nyina hunu sɛ party no aye wo mo so dia. The party is for the ordinary, it's for everyone. And unti and yaba. A month for the about 300 proposals. Okay, Article 19. Obia the any proposals, no the abre a year General Secretary. Bear a month ago or published ascended by regions in the constituencies. He has done well. And then I do to say, Yeba be soon to. Nani ama ye pese ye no yatimi agi atum na timi ama ya hoden na yatimi aboabo ye hu ye for 2028 enunti ana yaba enti na ayasumdwe nko a.
Is the MPP ready to win back power in 2028?
Yes, we are ready to win the power 2028. That is why we have used Article 13 Clause 1. The Article 13 Clause 1 says that anytime we in opposition, no less than 24 months, we can do the elections. So because of this, the National Council have make a decision that on January 31st, we should do the presidential primaries first before any elections. As for this, it's happened in 1995. You know, the Fourth Republic, 1992, when Professor Dubois went for the election, it was left only 3 months. So after that, the party realized that we didn't have much time to campaign. Because of that, 1995, when the GHOne also won, you know, we went, that time is about, at the same time, about 6 months. That is why the party, you know, make the law
that Article 13 Clause 1 would be good. So 1998, the same people who voted 1995, because that time their time wasn't finished. So the same people who also voted J. Ekufuor in 1998. And we went to the election 2000. So it means that he has 2 years clear month to campaign. You see, that is why the party, we find it as essential at the moment when we are in the opposition that when we do the presidential primaries first, it will help us, for us to have more time, to go for the election 2028. That is why at the moment the National Council has made that decision. That one is different from today's one.
It's not up for discussion today.
No. It's a purely, that one is the discretion of the National Council to make that decision. So that the 1st January, I think that it will be good. Then we have a lot of things like minor and major registrations and stuff, then we can concentrate. And so many problems also in the party and stuff, so what you say? And so when we vote, no matter whatever, big party like this, we cannot think the same. That is why somebody also have to bring his idea, somebody have to bring the idea, but at the moment the National Council has made a decision, so that one has finished. No matter whatever, it will come to pass for us to have the leader on 31st January. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is Chairman Wontumi, the Ashanti Regional Chairman for the opposition NPP, indicating that the decision by the National Council to get the presidential primaries cleared before any other election is not up for discussion today at all, and that decision is cast in stone and probably rocks if there is anything like that. But he also talks about the fact that this is not the first time such a decision has been taken, and that before President J. Ekufuor, but then opposition leader J. Ekufuor became president, a similar decision was taken by the party to afford him enough time to campaign ahead of the general elections in the year 2000 that ensured that as a result of the Great Alliance, the NPP secured a victory. And so, yes, we're still coming to you live from the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, where the opposition New Patriotic Party is scheduled to have its National Annual Delegate Conference. There are more than 50 constitutional amendment proposals that will be considered today. Prominent among them will be expansion of the delegate list, and again also scrapping of the super delegate arrangement. Let me just pick a word from some of the members of parliament who have made it here. Briefly, Honorable, you are live on GHOne TV. What will be your message for the party as you head into the conference?
Thank you very much. I think it's time for us.
No, you can stand briefly, yes, Honorable.
It's time for us as a party to reflect, rebuild, and God willing, we'll recapture political power in the next general elections. Actually, it's a time for reflection as far as we are concerned. It's time to do some amount of soul searching and to take stock of where we are coming from, and then we correct the mistakes that we have committed in the past. And I believe very strongly that we'll come back very strongly, a united party, a party that comes with a lot of vision for the development of this country.
Finally, Honorable, do you think every member of your party is willing and ready to assist in accepting the mistake, mending the cracks, and then fortifying forward in unity?
As you can see, the crowd that you see around here bears eloquent testimony to the fact that people are willing and ready to come back to push the party to its proper place as it has been in the past. You wouldn't have seen this level of crowd. In fact, it's so difficult to come to this place. You start moving from about Shiashi
getting to this place is not an easy task at all. I had a lot of trouble coming here, and I'm very, very encouraged by what I'm seeing. And I believe brave by break, we will get there.
Thank you very much. But would that be easy? Recapturing power?
It's not going to be an easy task. All right, we are not deluding ourselves at all about the easiness of the task, but with unity, determination, and hard work, we'll be able to do what we have done before.
Finally, the NDC says it will keep you in opposition with its stellar performance. Do you see the stellar performance that the NDC talks about?
Well, they've started faltering already. I believe sometime in 2017, up to this time, the momentum was on our side. The wind was at our back, and we were unassailable. We said even worse things. But today, see where we are. So allow them to continue to wallow in their glory. The time will come.
Honorable Asantamfuli, thank you very much. He says agronic form, the job is at the ground, basically. And so, yes, we're still coming to you live from the GHOne Sports Stadium or University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Let's still be engaging a few party people who have made it here. You are live on GHOne TV. First of all, you are here as a party member. You are here in the interest of the NPP. What do you expect to take away from today's conference as far as unity and then forging ahead to recapture power is concerned?
Well, thank you very much. I think that today is a great day for the NPP. It's a great day because we all saw what happened in the last election. And I think that the aftermath of the election has also been an issue for the party in terms of the fight, the in-house fighting, where you see because we have a presidential aspirant or supporting a particular candidate, this person says that, the other person says that. It's creating a lot of issues for the party. But I believe strongly that today's event is a very great one because at the end of the day, one key thing, which happens to be the theme of the event, is rebuilding that kind of unity that we want. So for me, I think that we need to rebuild the unity and get back to our values that our forefathers, Kufuor and the rest, that they left for us. So I believe strongly that that is what we are going to pick out of this event at the end of this conference. Again, one key thing also that we are looking at doing has to do with the motions that will be laid before us. And it's of interest to so many people. I believe strongly that it's one of the key things that at the end of the day, everybody will want to see that the interests of the party members have been established and not the interests of any individual. So these are things that I believe that at the end of the day, we want to look out for: the motion and the unity. Those are two key things that I would want to see at the end of this conference.
Yes. Talking about the motions, you have worked at the party headquarters. There were appointed executives. Now, one of the motions here will be that every party executive should be elected. Is that a welcoming development for you?
Well, for me, I think that personally as an individual, I welcome that because I have gone through the situation where you have to be appointed as an officer of the party, particularly within the constituency level. So I have served as an appointed officer before, a financial secretary in my constituency, Anglo constituency in the Volta region. And one issue that we have as appointees is that when there are things to probably, be shared among the executives, you realize that there will now be this issue of you are an appointed executive and this is an elected executive. And at the end of the day, you realize that the appointed or the elected always want to take the bigger portion, and the appointed are always seen as, oh, you guys, you're under us. So it creates a bit of confusion. Again, it also makes people to usurp others' authority. So for me, I think that is the right thing to do, and it's one of the things also that I'm looking out for at the end of the motions that will be presented, that let the people agree that let's have all our officers elected, and at the end of the day, I believe that the will of the people will be established.
Well, your constituents are watching. Introduce yourself properly.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Emmanuel Senyo. I'm from the Anglo constituency from the Volta region, and I'm aspirant in the upcoming election in the voter ring as a regional youth organizer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, so let's attempt hearing from Miracles Abuaje, who is engaging some 3 media houses here. When he is done, we'll engage him briefly. But we're still coming to you live on GHOne TV. This is our special coverage of the NPP's National Annual Delegates Conference. Over 50 proposals for constitutional amendment are tabled. As you can see, dignitaries, party members, members of parliament are making their way to the University of Ghana, stadium, and of course sports stadium. Let's engage Miracles Abuaje. Let's engage Miracles Abuaje briefly.
Okay. And then I begin to say energy NPP now you are ready for election 2028, and now I are the first step towards rebuilding towards election 2028.
Okay, into expectation to say.
Oh yeah, purely reforms kakani epesi and then you share our conference ebe bobo nsem ho ahwe ye ko no baby free baby abedu no baby ayeko ehe na ebetumi atenetene no ehe na ebetumi miemiem ye no free one afede ye nyina de ahoden foforo akofie ne da kwa abobo edoma no ma MPP.
The issue of internal issues President Kufo eka say masaline then aka fa
ene ye ka MPP asem internal issues no ye wia ye beka ho asem. And then the focus is on the new patriotic party.
Yes, of course. So we had to allow that because it was on our sister station, Ago TV and Kasapa FM as well. You are live on GHOne TV. First of all, how important is today to the rank and file of the NPP?
It's extremely important. As you are aware, this is the very first major event or activity by the new patriotic party since we concluded election 2024. And this is the first step towards our preparation towards election 2028. As a political party, we still believe that we remain the most credible alternative for the Ghanaian people towards the development of this country. Yes, we had our own flaws, but comparatively between us and the NDC, the NPP remains a party that the people of this country can be assured that when we have the country in our hands, we can protect its interests better.
Over 50 amendments proposed. The conference will consider them one after the other. Which ones stand out for you?
The Constituency caucus. The fact that all past executives are going to have a platform where they can also contribute with their experience and their exposure. Over the years, we've basically been churning out experience and just wasting them. Political parties is about legworks. The more legworks you have on the ground covering spaces, the better for you. And I think I'm so excited about the fact that we are creating a platform for a lot more people to get on board so they can also contribute towards the building of the party at the ground. So that, and then the addition of the 2 persons at the polling station, and then also the appointment of the patron at the polling station. These are very important steps that I'm very excited about.
You're told the top-up decision by the National Council is not up for discussion today. Is that the case?
There is nothing like a top-down approach. Our party's rules are clear. Whenever we are going to elect a presidential candidate, there are people who cast the votes. Polling station, constituency, region, all the way to all the categories, as you know. At any rate, at any time that we are voting, the question will be, do we have the people who qualify to vote in place? If we do, then there's no problem. You see, what has been happening over the years is that we reviewed our constitution somewhere in 2009. That was when we introduced this whole 555 polling station system. Initially, it was only 1. And when that became the very first initial group, it started a cycle of 4 years. So you'd realize that for some reason, the calendar became automated, where by the time we schedule the calendar for presidential primaries, we would have naturally have gone through a certain polling station all the way to the top. So people have been living with the impression that without it, you can't hold an election. But that is not the case. That is not the point. And so we should disabuse our minds from that. You see, our party is in a very unique situation. We are not in normal times. Our party is in a situation where we have a lot of opportunities ahead, but they remain our threats. The NDC in the past 12 years have been fielding John Mahama, His Excellency, in every election for the past 12 years. We have been competing against one person. For the first time in 12 years, we have an opportunity to compete against the NDC with a new candidate. The advantage we can draw in from there is to bring somebody who is already known.
so that we can beat the NDC to that disadvantage. But if we don't take advantage of that, then we really disarmed ourselves. The second advantage is that you recollect that right after the 2020 elections, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama started this campaign. So basically, he campaigned for like 4 years because he was like a de facto opposition leader. Now, we have a unique opportunity now to have a leader on time, early, so he can run and lead the party till we get into the election. You can never have it better than this. And that is why the National Council believed that, listen, let's clear the presidential primaries out of the way and do it quickly. Have a clear-cut leader so we can all rally around him. It's on 31st January. By 31st January, all polling station executives will still have an active mandate. By 31st January, all constituency, regional, national executives will have an active mandate. You cannot go and tell them that because we have an election on 31st January, even though your tenure hasn't ended, let's terminate it and go and have another. It doesn't work that way. The only option we have is to say that, okay, let's wait till their mandate expires. Do you know when their mandate expires? The last mandate will be the national executives in July 2026. Our constitution says that before you can run a presidential election, you must give yourself at least 6 months notice. It means that the earliest we can have our election, if we are to use the basis that let's get everybody's tenure to expire, will be January 2027. Now think about it. Which serious political party, opposition party, will have such a clear-cut advantage and throw it away? It means that practically we would be having our internal elections almost at the same time that the NDC will be having theirs. Where lies the advantage? Finally, today, think about this. Think about this. Should we even go through that process and elect our flag bearer in 2027 January, and God forbid, he passes away, we would have to elect a new flag bearer. Would the principle hold? In going to elect a new flag bearer, would we say that because we are going to elect a new flag bearer, we should go and start electing new polling stations? Why? Because there will be an active mandate on the executives. So truthfully, in principle, there is nothing wrong ongoing right now.
Some argue this is to favor one aspirant.
Who? Which aspirant?
They mentioned Dr. Bawumia.
How does it favor him?
Because the existing executives work closely with him. That's the argument.
The existing executives, the
exactly, he was a flag bearer. They work closely with him.
In the 2023 elections, are you aware that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia got around 61%? He didn't get 100%. He didn't.
But that's enough to win.
So you are assuming that should you wait for 2027, the executives you will get would be executives that will give who an advantage? Who? Who will get the advantage in there? Who gets the disadvantage in there and who gets the advantage in there? I think it's neither here nor there. We know the delegates who are going to be casting their votes. Over 200 and something thousand. We know their homes, we know their names, we know their wives, we know their girlfriends. Take their album, go to them and tell them why they should vote for you. You never know.
Finally, today's organization costs money. Others have made donations. We are here to hear from Dr. Bawumia. Is it that he has made donations but he doesn't want to talk about it?
It's completely needless. All those who make said donations and put it out is needless. It even annoys the Ghanaian people. And I'm sure you know that. What is the point? Every political party thrives on donations. There is no point in time that NPP is running such programs that is not based on donations. And so this whole idea that you help the party and you are announcing for everybody to hear, and GHOne, you are the ones who are always breaking that news.
Once it is said, we publish.
You are the ones who are always breaking that.
Tell me right now how much Dr. Bawumia donated.
I think if everybody is listening to me, they should stop it. It doesn't help our party. The flyer you shared, people have donated more than that. But they haven't spoken about it.
That's Dr. Bawumia.
I'm just saying that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is one that supports the party and brags about it. But, I mean, the organizers know that predominantly he's the one that's basically funded the program. But he's not talking about it. I think it's needed. We need to stop that. We need to stop. There are other people, individuals, former CEOs, former ministers, former appointees. I have contributed as a former appointee. So many people have contributed. Should everybody do a flyer? Should everybody do a flyer? We are hosting 5,000 people. You can imagine the cost. Transporting 5,000 people, giving them place to sleep, feeding them morning, afternoon, evening, bringing them to this venue, security, all the systems in place. You can imagine the amount. You think that the amount you have on that flyer can foot that bill. So all those who contributed more should also go and develop flyers. I think it's an embarrassing situation. We need to stop.
Thank you. you very much, Miracles Abuaje, and that's been insightful discussion with Miracles Abuaje, who was the campaign spokesperson for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for the 2024 elections. Still coming to you live from the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, where members, leaders, and the rank and file of the opposition New Patriotic Party are making their way here. As you have already been made aware, the former President Kufuor is unable to physically be here, but he will engage the gathering virtually. Again, former president, immediate past president, and Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo is equally out of the jurisdiction. And will be engaging the conference virtually as well. And so, yes, I'm here with my colleagues. I'm not the only one doing this. I'm here with my colleague. Obed Kingaglo is here. Let's find out what his observation has been so far. Obed, how difficult was it for you to assess here?
For me, I easily got inside here because I had accreditation. But there are a number of people outside who still don't have accreditation, and so for them it's difficult to enter. But I think that it's the way to go. Security presence must be tightened to ensure that there will be no security breaches, and so I think it's the right direction. However, at the main junction there is a lot of traffic situation. It's expected, but I think that the police must up their game in terms of directing the traffic inside here. So basically, that's been my observation so far.
All right. Thank you. Yes, let's continuously be engaging some members of parliament who have made their way here. Former Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs is here. Of course, it's unmistakable. Yes. So you are live on GHOne TV. First of all, what has been your observation? What is your expectation? And what should Ghanaians expect?
Yeah, so first and foremost, I'm the Member of Parliament for Abrim. So far, I think so good. It's been good. This is the culmination of the reporters presented by Professor Michael Kui. If you remember, after the 2024 7 December electoral, the elections, as a party and as a living party, the National Council of the party met and took a decision that having produced these results, it was incumbent on the leadership to go around Ghana and then speak to the ordinary NPP person and find out what actually went wrong. So this committee went through the length and breadth of this country, visited every nook and cranny, every police station, every electoral area, every constituency, every region, and at the national level, and also the wings. We have the youth, women, and the Nasara. We have also a branch, our external branches. And then they all, made certain comments or certain pronouncements. These pronouncements were brought back to Accra. A committee was set up and to analyze and synthesize these comments as presented by the party. After that, an amendment committee, because one of the key issues that people raised, and of which I also noticed, was the fact that during presidential primaries, during parliamentary primaries, you only have a very few people out of the larger NPP folk who will gather and vote. To the extent that even on the 7th of December, during the election, when I went around, inspecting how the process was going on, people told me that, Honorable, why primaries, ebi mukoji TV, omokoji fridge, omoji sika, presidential elections, binimu jisika, yan says kano, mama yembi. After the 7th December, yan yankosa line yanto. So I'm a living witness. They told me this. So that's how come we're able to make that projection that close to 2 million people didn't vote. Out of this, the party said that you've spoken. So based on the comments and the sentiments, the party led by the General Secretary wrote to the branches that these are some of the amendments that people are clamoring for. So what are your comments? They also brought their comments, and that's what is being synthesized for us to come and deliberate upon. When I was coming, I got down at the entrance from Okponglo, and then I walked from Okponglo up to this place. You can tell the euphoria. Party, paraphernalia across the whole place. You see our great former leaders, the JB Darochas. You see their photo, Darocha, Harun Eseku, Peter McMenu, Otanka Obeche Bilamte. You see Polafoko, Freddie Blay, and then Stephen Intim. That of the General Secretary. You also see Ejenim Boateng, the great Ejenim Boateng, my mentor, Dan Boche. Then you also see John Buedu, Agyapong, and then Kodjo. Then for the presidential candidates, you see the photos of the late Professor Dubois. You see that of President J. Kufuor. You see Nana Akufo-Addo. You see Dr. Bawumia. And then you see people, because this year, this is the first time that the party has put together such a program for people to meet, people to interact, people to share ideas. When I was coming, I just saw one of them. And I said, hey, oh no, but me who watch you, hey, that's saying, and then the other person, hey, she's now for hey, who did it? And you know, those things. And then once I said, oh, then me did it. I buy Funse, I buy Bonnie Abbey, then me and Amicha Muhusi. So these are, you know, people are happy to see each other. People are happy to mingle. And then for those who are doing business, you see how business is booming. You know, people are selling, they bring things, and then within seconds, they all go. Those who are selling T-shirts, caps, water, people who are hawking, everybody is doing business. And that's what we want to see. So at the end of the day, all the amendments, all the proposals that have been brought forward, we will decide, and then what the majority say, that's what the party will take. We are here, you can tell yourself, people are not fighting. There's no any argument. There's that sense of purpose, that sense of unity. And that's what we want to see as part of the rebuilding efforts to win the 2028 elections.
Today is the day for the NPP. But how are we doing as far as our international relations is concerned? Because you were once a deputy foreign affairs minister.
Oh, yes, I want to.
You've had a cause to write about it.
Seriously, I want to confine ourselves to what is happening today. At any time, can have me. I can speak about diplomatic issues, can speak about international relations, how the foreign minister is performing, how the president, being the number one chief diplomat, is performing. I can speak to it. But now, it's NPP Day, so let's talk about NPP.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chasoredo. You're most welcome. And so that's Honorable Chasoredo, the former MC for Adenta, who led all the MCs, or I shouldn't say all, majority of them.
About 220.
About 220. So they say, let's hear from the horse's own mouth. How many of them did you lead?
220.
And how many have left you so far?
We are adding on.
You are adding on?
Yes. I mean, everybody, they are not seeing the light, so, I mean, others are joining.
What's your expectation for today's conference?
I think so far so good. I mean, we've not had any incidents up to now. It's almost 11 o'clock. We are looking at having a very good day today. I mean, I'm happy to see friends within the party that I have not seen in years. And so, I mean, it's a happy moment. We've all met here. We are looking at our amendments today. The party received over 300 amendments. We are now looking at about just 56 of those amendments have been put together for a decision today. And I think that the party will take the right decision for us to move the party forward into our next dealings.
If you look at the team for today's conference, unity is quite paramount. Many have argued that the decision you took in leading the MCs to declare support for one candidate, it's a recipe for disunity. What do you say to that?
I disagree. I vehemently disagree. It was not a declaration that just happened in a vacuum. It was a response to what others had said. So, I mean, it wouldn't have happened, but it was just a response I gave. That declaration, or what I said that was taken up as news, was not even the actual thing that was in the statement. But you know, as media houses, you clinch on what makes you happy and what sells. But of course, it was a fact that 220 of us at that time had declared our support for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and we still do so.
All right. Thank you very much, former MC for Adenta, who led former MDCs to declare their support for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So we are still live from the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, live on GHOne TV, live on Star 103.5 FM, and then also on other stations, Ultimate FM in Kumasi, Empire FM in Takoradi, and live online as well. Everything as far as the coverage of the NPP's National Annual Delegate Conference is concerned, better captured, better heard, better reflected on EIB network. So let me hand over to you and go get some water to sip, Joshua, and for you to engage other people in the studio. We'll return and engage many more people who are now trooping to the Legon Sports Stadium.
Ibrahim Hassan, fantastic job on the ground. So that's my colleague Ibrahim Hassan, head of the political desk here at EIB. Here in studio, I'm here with Tutua Danswa, and we've been joined also by Mohammed Tofik Adamu. He's a political communication lecturer at UPSA and also a leading member of the Ghana Academic Professionals Forum. He will be joining us also to dissect the issues. And like he said in the intro, later on we'll have Emmanuel Ejabin also join us to break down these proposed amendments. And like Ibrahim said to you, this is where you get 360 coverage of what is happening today, the NPP's annual delegates conference at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. And so let me come to you, Tutua, before we even bring Edo again. So your impression so far, looking at what we've seen currently, the people, we've heard from former ministers and deputy ministers who were unavailable for us some few months ago. Today, it looks like...
I think he just wants to really put an emphasis on the fact that in power, some of these people were pretty much inaccessible.
Exactly.
But that's what happens to a lot of people when they're in power. Like you said, they get power drunk. But once they're in a position, it's a state of sobriety. They're very sober. They're very reflective. They're thinking about, okay, what did I do that didn't go too well? Do you think if I had engaged the media, it would have been better for me? There's a lot of reflection ongoing there. But, I mean, it's good to hear from these people. But one thing that also caught my attention was the fact that prior to this event today, the NPP had given a directive that nobody should come there with billboards, party T-shirts, any way of campaigning for any candidates.
Right.
But in a very subtle and smart way, we've seen both Kwesi Kwarteng, who speaks for Team Ken. We've heard from Dennis Miracle-Zabuaji, who speaks for Bawumia. Giving very subtle campaigns about...
Well, there's no ban on what you say.
Exactly. But, you know, they're just being very tactical about who they want to support for the presidential primaries that will be held in January 2026. But it's exciting to hear from them, and it looks like majority of the delegates have arrived from their various hostels, both at the UPSA and Anakazo, which was in the eastern eastern region, and they're making their way to the stadium. But the gridlock, though, I believe that is what is preventing the stadium from getting filled up, because the advertised time was 10 p.m. It's almost 10 a.m. It's almost 11 a.m. I wouldn't call it even half full.
So they advertised 9, which was very ambitious.
Right.
But we knew clearly that with conferences like this, you were likely to start somewhere around midday. But let's bring Mohammed into the conversation. So you have seen exactly what has happened on the ground, Safik. You've heard from the party people, and key amongst what the party seeks to do today is to reflect and then unite, because it's been said that the party, after the loss in the 2024 general elections, clearly lost a foothold on unity within the party. So what's your impression thus far?
Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity to come and express my expertise in this conversation. I think that for the purposes of party reorganization, it's very important for NPP, a party in a position, to try and reflect in the mistakes that they did in the just ended elections, and also try to unite the party. That is very, very important when it comes to, enhancing their chances, in winning or in going into the next election. So this activity by the NPP is very, very important, very crucial for the reorganization of the party. And when it comes to, early conference like this, NPP lost this election woefully, and they have lost the goodwill of Ghanaians. And so if you want to reorganize, you must also reflect into winning back the goodwill that you once controlled, within the party. And so going for early election is very important because it's going to allow the party, the elected flag bearer, give him ample time to win back the goodwill, of the party, to market himself and the party as well, and then be able to campaign in the next election.
Before you come in, I just have a follow-up question. There have been people that have said that it is way too soon for the party to be thinking about electing a flag bearer because there are still internal cracks that cannot be glossed over. Wouldn't they take some time, reconcile with the base, heal properly, and then talk about, going to conference, looking for who better is suited to lead the party in 2028?
How do you reconcile the base of the party without a leader?
So you understand? The leader will
the leader is very important. In if you look at our political structure, the presidential candidate is a very important figure within the political framework. So you can see that every activities in any political party, be it NPP, NDC, CPP, etc., revolves around the leader himself. Right. So as it stands right now, NPP doesn't have a leader to say. So I think it is within the spirit of that, to look into, first of all, go into an early Congress. And in fact, it is within, the constitution, the party's own constitution to do that. So I think they are taking advantage of their own laws and then get a leader who would be able to organize the base of the party and then put the party in a better position, into the next election.
But do you see that unity happening? And I'm asking that because when you compare the NPP to the NDC, we saw what happened with the NDC. People were very upset with John Dramani Mahama. Other people were contesting him. In fact, some of whom were his political strategists in the just ended election. But they found a way to unite and come forward as a party to win election. Do you see that happening with the NPP? Because on social media, it looks distasteful with what is happening with the factions, who wants to have their leader lead the party.
So it is normal. What is happening within the NPP?
It's normal?
Yeah, I mean, it's normal in any political party that has lost, an election. It's as if you have just come out of a divorce. The pain is already there. You are blaming everybody but yourself. So it's a human thing. So it depends on the kind of leader the NPP is going to elect.
Right.
So if NPP is able to elect a unifying leader, then that leader would be able to reorganize the party, bring all factions together, and I'm sure all the contestants, who are contesting for the presidential bid are true party people. There are people we know. You talk about Kennedy Agyapong, you talk about Brian Agyapong, you talk about the former Vice President Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. These are true party people who wouldn't want to destroy the party. But when it comes to political competitions, I mean, it's normal for people to compete, try to, come, before someone, etc. So it's a normal thing. So at the end of the day, when they are able to elect a leader who is more unifying, who wouldn't be very vindictive, who wouldn't be self-centered, who would be much more interested in the broader interests of the party and the nation, such a leader would be able to bring all these people together, and then they can have a forward march towards winning, the next election, or contesting in the next election, or at least be able to come out with a better candidate who would be able to meet the NDC. The NDC is enjoying a very good will. I mean, without doubt. President John Dramani Mahama is enjoying a very good will. I call it a honeymoon. He's still enjoying it, and the NPP is not benefiting from that. So it is their responsibility, if they are very serious in winning the next election, it is in the best of their interest to eschew all acrimonies and then come together as one at the end of their, at the end of electing, a leader, come together and be able to meet John Dramani Mahama and his NDC in the next elections.
And it all fundamentally boils to the NPP's constitution.
Yeah.
And that's why we're having the conversation this morning that has to do with the conference. Yeah. Because basically, we've seen about 50 proposals for amendments in that party's constitution. So clearly, the constitution, which is a living document for the NPP, has failed to deliver to the needs of the people in this dispensation. Are you surprised by the number of amendments that we are having currently as proposals, though?
I am not surprised at all, because if you look at the way the NPP lost the elections, a lot of reasons have come, as a result of that. And these reforms don't come easily, because the NPP is a democratic party, the NDC is a democratic party. All political parties are governed by laws. And so if they reflect back into their laws to identify some loopholes in their, in their constitution, and they think that if they are able to make changes, in their constitution, it is going to better their chances into it, that's very beautiful. And a lot of people, a lot of scholars, academics have also spoken about the electoral college system that the NPP practice. It reduces democracy.
The
superdelegate conference. If you say you are a democratic country, there's the need, democratic party, there's the need for you to expand, your electoral system to allow every segment of your support base to give them the opportunity to do that. Doing so fights corruption. It fights greedy internal corruption within the party, greed, etc. Because we all know, we are in this country and we know how we've had allegations of party hopeful executives trying to bribe delegates in order, to win power. So if the party is able to expand its electoral college or voting system that allows multiples of people or party members to come on board and vote, it will be very difficult for any candidate to...
How many people can you bribe?
How many people can you bribe? Are you getting it?
Right.
So that then deepens the democratic institutions that we are talking about internally within the party. Now, if the party is more democratic in the true sense and true meaning of the word democracy, it reflects its governance as well. When they come to power, they are going to bring these democratic views, democratic principles into the bigger, national picture. That also helps our forward march as a country, in developing our democratic institutions. Because, we have always been saying that the biggest challenge we have with our democracy is the institutions that we have.
Right.
The democratic institutions that we have in this country is overly politicized and overly influenced by political actors. So how do we do this? We do this by making sure that one of the ways that we do it is to reduce some political influence of political powers that people hold that enables them to do kind of things that we are going through, as a country, that we think it is wrong and it is bad and it must be, changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, Tutua.
Well, talking about what is wrong and what is bad, in earlier conversations with one of the leading members of the New Patriotic Party, he's come out to say that the party's quest to amend its constitution is unconstitutional. What is the truth to this? Is what they are doing or seeking to do unconstitutional?
I don't know what he means.
I'm talking about Dr. Richard Amwakuba, by the way.
Okay, so I don't know what he means by saying that it's unconstitutional. If I contextualize his statement by quoting provisions from law, from NPP's constitution, then we can have a conversation on that. But to just say that it is unconstitutional, it becomes very difficult for me to respond to that.
Okay.
But if I am going to give a general view on it, I don't see NPP breaking any constitution. There's a copy of their constitution we have, and it clearly stipulates, if you look at Article 13, Clause 1 of the constitution, it allows the party to do that. In fact, to even vary the date at the end sentence, it says that the election of the party's presidential candidate shall be held not later than 24 months from the date of the national election. The date and venue for the election shall be decided by the National Council provided, however, that the National Council may, on appropriate occasion, vary the date. May, on appropriate occasion, vary the date. So if the National Council has the power to do that, to vary whatever date, even though the Constitution says 24 months before the national elections. They can go but they say they can vary it.
Right.
And so they are operating within the confines of their own constitution. So I don't see any illegality or unconstitutionality that is being done here.
Okay. And really, what would be your expectations of today? Especially in the sense that all the former presidents, living former presidents of the NPP, are not in the jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Does that take away from the essence of today?
I don't think so, because these former leaders of the party do not have any major role to play as far as the organization of the conference, etc., is concerned. They are former leaders of the party, and so they also serve as elders of the party.
But don't you think it's interesting also because we've recently heard from former President Kufuor talking about the party neglecting him?
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate if it is true that, the party...
that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he says.
That in the past years, that the party has completely neglected him as a former president. And he goes on to say that his brains are sharp. I mean, yes, maybe physically... He's deteriorated mentally. And as a former leader of the party, he sounds very sidelined.
Right. You are absolutely right. So we need to also go back to the structures of the party as well. In the constitution of the party, what is the spelled out role of former leaders in the party? If the constitution has made provision of roles that former presidents like Kufuor must play, and that the party has not given them that opportunity to serve that role, that becomes questionable. But when it comes to, let's say, offering, because they are past leaders of the party, and then they have that, because of their experience, they can offer advice to the party leadership, etc., and that is not happening. Then that is unfortunate, because every institution or every organization must have people who offer counsel to them. And NPP can never survive without these two pillars. In fact, they have defined NPP into what we have today. The NPP during the times of Buzia, etc., is different from the NPP we have during the time of Kufuor, and it's different from the NPP we have during the time of Akufo-Addo. So these people have played diverse roles in transforming the party, into what we have. So the NPP cannot, in actual fact, win any election without riding on the backs of Kufuor and Akufo-Addo, because these are people who have been in government, who have succeeded in a way, because we cannot say that they have entirely, failed. There are areas I'm sure Akufo-Addo can be praised, as far as this country is concerned. There are areas that Kufuor can also be praised as far as this. So these are areas you need to tap from. The party has to tap from and be able to repackage itself or to reorganize itself, and then be able to appear, be able to be more marketable in the eyes of the Ghanaian.
So what do you say to people or persons who believe that the NPP lost the previous election because of the influence of the factor? I don't think you've had this.
I've heard. You see, like I said earlier, whenever a party loses election, people go around looking for reasons for the failure. I am an academic. I cannot sit here and then, comment like, any other person.
Right.
When I'm giving any comment, it should be grounded, in fact and evidence. So far, the committee they set out to investigate the microwave committee. Yeah. Even though the report hasn't come out, but we are hearing some nuggets of the report out there, and so far haven't heard any from anywhere that Akufo-Addo played a role in their Gangantuan defeat in the election. I haven't heard that yet. So I will not be able to sit here and say that he did that or he did not do it.
Is it a good move to withhold the content of that report? Because, mind you, I've sat here on my show, SOA, with Patrick Abwama. He's secretary of the disciplinary committee of the NPP. He says he has no idea about the report, and he called on the leadership of the party to make the dictates of the report known. We've heard from several members of parliament who belong to NPP.
Exactly, complaining bitterly about
the fact that this report is not made known to we party members. How can we know the way forward?
How can there be reforms in the party?
Okay, so first of all, we need to establish that it is not all documents that are made public. I mean, everywhere, I'm sure in your company here, it is not all your document that you can easily make it public for everybody to have a look at it because of some confidential implications it may have for the image of your company, your organization, etc., etc. So within the same spirit, I want to believe that the NPP is also trekking cautiously in making making the document public, because believe you me, the content of the report alone can or would have the tendency of even putting the NPP in opposition for many years to come. Because the NPP themselves are disgruntled, and they are citing a lot of problems, for their defeat. Now, to say that the NPP hasn't, comprehensively brought the report out is different from the NPP bringing some aspect of the report out. Even though the report in its completeness is not out to the public, but the party itself, through its own leadership, has communicated or has made public some of the contributing factors to their defeat. And I think...
But they've also come out to deny it. That, the report is not out. I remember speaking to Richard Ahiagba, Director of Communications of the party, and he mentions, and I asked him the question, Richard, why are you not making this available, if not to the public, to your own party folk? And he says that he wants to believe that there are fears that once the report is made available to some of the party folk, they would leak it.
And it's true. And we have had instances in this country where even what we call it, cabinet meeting reports have been leaked out there. National security meetings have been leaked out there. And it is not only in Ghana, even the United States of, even in the United States of America, their Secretary of Defense, very critical when they were going to, America was going to strike, was it Iran or so? Their Secretary of Defense, included a journalist in their WhatsApp platform, and they were having a before they could even take any action. The story was out there and putting the lives of American soldiers, at risk. So what I'm trying to say is that it is not everything that you need to make it public because you say you are democratic. Even within a democracy, there's privacy. There's confidentiality. So depending on the nature of the report, because they have seen the report, the party executives have seen the report, probably the report is so damning that if they let the report out, it's going to cost the party. So it is in the best interest of the party, to shelve the report for now. Maybe for some time they can declassify the report.
So how do you heal? Because some people feel that if we don't know why we're lost, then it will be problematic going forward. And that is why there's been a lot of agitation over the date that has been set for the presidential primary in the NPP. Because some feel that some people who might be contesting might have been the reason for the party's loss.
So the leadership of the party is in the known. You understand? They have the report. The report has been given to them. And I'm sure they are not the only people who know, the content of the report. People wouldn't be given, a codified copy of the report like that. It doesn't therefore mean that people don't know the content of the report. I'm sure there are some leadership of the party, including the leading presidential candidate, who have had the privilege of knowing, at least an executive summary, of the report, to know what the issues are and what the problems are. Now, it is the responsibility of the leadership of the party to make sure that they work or they implement the recommendations of the report, in agreement with the executive council, of the party. And I'm very sure that they have done that. And so whatever we see here is partly or mostly based on the recommendations that the report have given, which all of them, including the presidential candidate, have come to know or accept that to be the true reflection of the causes of their defeat in the election. And there's the need for the party to reorganize.
Quite interesting.
It's exciting that you made mention of the leadership of the party. So I'm just going to ask you this. What do you make of the current leadership of the New Patriotic Party?
It's a very It's a very tricky question for me because it's so direct. You know, I believe that if you want to reorganize the party, one of the things you need to do in your reorganization bid is to also look at, you know, the personalities that are also around it.
Right.
The party structure or the party structures stands firmly on the party's leadership. I mean, national executive leadership. There are a lot of things that went wrong with the NPP. A lot of things went wrong with the NPP. And so I will not be surprised if delegates decide to say that the leaders should go or should be maintained. That is up to the NPP delegates to make that decision. But I do remember when NDC lost, when John Mahama lost the election in 2016.
Right.
There was also, when the NDC was trying to reorganize, some of the party executives had to go. I mean, they lost their positions. The only person that easily comes to mind is Asedun Ketia,
right.
You know, who was maintained in the party because of his role in the party. You know, even though the NDC blamed the party's executive for their
electoral defeat,
but they saw the contributions of Asedun Ketia to be very creditable, and they maintained him. So I will not be surprised if the NPP is also going to do it. If there's any party executive in the NPP now who has been able to distinguish himself very well as an executive, it could be the chairman, it could be the general secretary, it could be the youth organizer, etc. The party delegate feels that, I mean, this guy has done very well and we can maintain him to help us with the party. Why not?
So
in
essence, there's no need to have a complete overhaul of the leadership.
It doesn't. It does. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I personally don't think so. It depends on the individual roles that each of the party executive played, and it's also the decision to be made by the delegates. You know, if the delegates are convinced that chairman, secretary, you know, youth organizer, whatever, did very well, and we think we can take him to the 2028 election, I mean,
it can be maintained.
It can be maintained.
Now, there have been some commentary by people who say that this current top-to-bottom approach adopted by the New Patriotic Party is in a bid to protect some of these executives. Do you see that?
You know, in every election, there must be a strategy. Okay? Every politician must have a strategy into an election. From where I sit as a political communication researcher, etc., I would not be surprised at all. That I will not be surprised at all that you know, this system is put in place in order to maintain or to keep others, because they feel that they have their support base in place, and if they go into early Congress, I mean, they are able to get the favor of their people. I mean, I will not be surprised at all, because there are a lot of these incidents from the literature that we have been reviewing. And I will also not be surprised that the reason behind this decision, you know, transcends or is bigger than personal interest, but the party's interest. And I want to believe that whatever reason that prompted them to go into early election is for the bigger interest of the party and not for the individual interest. But that is not to say that these tendencies don't also happen. Like I said, from the scholarship that we have been engaged in, some of these things also come. Like I told you, every political party must have a strategy. Every politician must have a strategy. So it could be a strategy for a politician or for the party itself.
Well, I see Emmanuel Agyapong in the corner there. I don't know if he's ready for it, because among the amendments that we are seeing, one of them is expanding the electoral college.
And so we are doing that expansion.
And I see about 16 categories of persons that have to be allowed in there. But Agyapong, I believe you have all the details.
Exactly. I mean, Topic was mentioning strategy. I think perhaps based on the proceedings I've watched so far, the interviews so far, I think one thing is quite clear, that the party wants to get things in place, because I think, according to Miracles, says they are not in a normal time as a party.
Unique
situation. So they are trying to put things together, and then once they are done, they can go on the They say we are giving them the title top bottom approach, but then for their party, it's not like that. They are just following structures. So for today, they are expecting to see, according to the chairman of the planning committee, some 5,675 delegates.
Okay.
What we have heard so far is that I've heard 5,300. I've heard 5,800. But then it's best to go with the chairman who says 5,675. So that's the number we are expecting to see today. Who are they? Largely party, National Executive Committee members, National Council members. You'd have members of parliament in the constituency executives. You'd have National Council of Elders, representatives of special organs, the youth wing, GHOne, women's. How do they call that one? Is it women's wing? They have representation from that. The Nasara coordinators as well. They have all of them.
Who wants their name to be changed to Nasara organizers?
Exactly. They also have past national officers. So I already mentioned GHOne, but they have government. Let me put it this way: former government appointees. In their constitution, it captures it as government appointees. So let's make it former government appointees. That's why you saw the Adentan MCU over there who says that they are 202 and they are adding more. Numbers are adding up. So you're right. They're having the subtle campaign there for whoever they are trying to represent. But then we do know that there's a ban. So what exactly are they deciding on? It's a 303-page document, and all is building to the theme, rebuilding together with our values, the values that the party says it represents. Oftentimes, people have wondered whether they are a socialist party or they are whatever. But then, for this conference, this annual delegates conference, they're saying they are rebuilding together with their values. And then, in the rebuilding, a number of consultations have happened concerning what they should make changes to in their constitution. And we have so far come across 59 of them in that 303-page document. We cannot go through all of them. So we are going to go through some specific ones. And I'm quite interested in the key one, which largely has to do with the Special Electoral College. And Peter McMahon and Evans DeMarco, they are not just the ones who are proposing changes. They are calling for the abolishment of the Special Electoral College and then the restructuring of the executive bodies. So for those who don't know about the Special Electoral College, remember in 2023, if I'm right, or 2024, when they had to decide and come down to 5 presidential aspirants, where you saw there will be a showdown and all of those things coming up. You saw some 956 persons going to vote in that particular Special Electoral College. But its roots is from 2007, where they had 17 presidential aspirants. So the decision was, let's reduce the numbers and then would get better. It saves the party cost, it saves time, it ensures there is unity. But largely for that time to now, the purpose for which they set out this particular mandate, it seems not to be achieving its purpose. And it's quite limited to a certain number. Per the Constitution, the Special Electoral College, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's members of the National Council, there's members of Council of Elders, we have members of Parliament, we have past national officers, then we have 3 representatives from each of the 27 external branches. They also have founding members who are signatories to the party's registration documents and all of that. Now, what Peter McMahon and others are suggesting is that if you want to abolish it, expand it. If you're expanding it, you should have all members of the National Council, you should have all members of the National Executive Committee, all members of the Regional Executive Committee, all members of the Constitutional Executive Committee. So from the top to down, everyone must be represented, all electoral area coordinators, all polling station executive committee members, all members of the National Council of Elders, all national patrons of the party, all past national directors who are still card-bearing members of the NPP, as well members of parliament, and then all past national officers. And then they are saying you should have 15 delegates from every external branch and as well founding members who are signatories to the registration documents of the party.
So, Ejamede, I want to come in.
Yes.
Right. I think that the NPP has to even expand it beyond the proposals they are making. Yeah, I mean,
really?
Yeah, they have to expand it.
Because would the numbers be too much for them to do?
That's the beauty of democracy.
But that would be also very expensive.
Exactly.
But it doesn't really. Democracy is expensive.
Okay.
Democracy is expensive. Okay. We can have a national conversation on how to fund political parties. You know, it is also a way of fighting corruption. Okay. Because we have always said that when parties come to power, mostly we don't even interrogate their sources of donations. And so when they come to power, it is now time to repay or to satisfy. We know these things. I mean, we know how these things are done. So in a way to even mitigate this political canker, in our national discourse, we need to expand the so-called, I don't even want to call it electoral college. We need to expand the process to include every single card-bearing member of the party.
That's a large number. They are saying by 2028,
everybody should
one member, one vote.
Yeah, one member. Right. That is very important.
The cost involved.
You see, that's why I'm saying that. You see, but corruption is more expensive than that. So if we want to fight corruption, if we want to be serious about our fight against corruption, then we must be ready to foot it, to look for resources to do this. Ghana is not a poor country.
Right.
We need to admit it.
I agree.
The money that one person we have been hearing, allegations of corruption, that one money that goes out. Millions of dollars. Are you saying that the country cannot fund these things? Why must we allow, in the first place, I'm coming to serve my country. I'm a public servant. Why must I pay for serving my people? The country that I'm coming to serve should be willing to put structures in place for me to be able to come and serve it. But if you allow people, servants, in the name of politics or politicians, to look for funds or resources to bring themselves to power, they will always also look for avenues of paying back. It's business. When you invest, you need to also get
the return should
be there.
But you see, what about the concerns because for those who are proposing the abolishment of the Electoral College, they are saying that it seems a bit elitist. Now, if we expand it, the elite people will still be the ones financing the campaigns.
No. You see, it is like you agreed. It's too expensive that no single elite person will be able to do it. It's too expensive because imagine if NPP, even in just the last election, they said 2 million of their supporters did not vote. Yeah. So multiply that 2 million to their supporters who voted. That's into millions of support base. So if the election is decentralized at the polling station, the Electoral Commission has a voter register for every polling station. Every polling station. The NPP, NDC, they know from each electoral register who are their support base. They know it from the polling stations. Yeah. They know everybody's homes.
Right.
Every serious political party will know this. I'm speaking because that's what I do, and I strategize for people, for politicians, etc. And so I'm saying that every serious political party or every serious politician must know your support base. So they know it. If they say they are going to implement this whole comprehensive presidential candidate election system, they should be able to do it. They should be able to do it.
It largely ties into a suggestion by the former Minister for Energy and also a presidential aspirant, Agyapong. He says they should expand the base. When I say we, it looks like I'm part of says the NPP should expand the base of the base participation in elections. It also ties into what the former majority leader Mensah also says, that there is a need for a major restructuring in the national delegate system.
And I think just yesterday, Asabi also made a similar comment that people should go against anybody who is against the expansion of the Electoral College. So
I think we all agree fundamentally that expansion is key, because that is what is providing the true representation of what the people want, and not just a select few.
If you take a look at the categories that have been listed, it cuts across. It represents adequately. It may not be entirely, even though you say that it has to be expanded more, but at least this is better than the current electoral college that the party is working with, which is not very reflective of who the people really want.
Yeah, it's better, but we are not there yet. Okay, it's better, but we are not there yet. There's the need for us to do more. And I think that one of the things the NPP has to do, not only NPP, including the NDC. In fact, they have to pay me for free consultation. They have to pay me for that. What they have to do is that they must have a robust register, that has a database of all their support base. And you see, when you even have this support base, in fact, you will even be able to tell in an election, if you are winning the election, you will be able to tell in the first 3, 4, 5, before 5 p.m., the political party will be able to tell whether they are winning the elections or not.
Based on whether or not their people are going to vote.
Are voting based on what the people, because there's always feedback from the polling stations to the constituency, to the region, to the national. So when they see the trajectory of the vote, they would be able to tell whether they are winning or not. Now, the reason why the political parties, in this case NPP, because that's what we are discussing now, the reason why the NPP is scared for now of opening its voting system is because they don't have that kind of database that will be able to tell who is voting, what. Because they are afraid that if they open it up right now, a lot of people will intrude into the system and be able to influence, their leadership. Outcome. So they must be deliberate about having a robust register system in place that can be able to open up, the system and be able to fight corruption as well within the party.
Right. Speaking of the base and leveling the base of the party, there is a proposal actually for the constitution to be amended as well. It speaks about the polling station executive. Usually, I understand from the constitution they have just an electoral coordinator. Now, a proposal has come for them to have an electoral area executive committee, which comprises 5 members. It has to do with the coordinator, the secretary organizer, youth organizer, and women's organizer, which is going to be a shift from the previous practice. Looking at money, looking at managing people, is this proposal not going to make the work? Because you're looking at the small electoral area, instead of 1 person, you have to manage 5 people. It moves from the polling station, it goes to the district, it goes to constituency level, comes to regional level. The numbers that the party would have to deal with in terms of management, paying them even, is this something that the party can really stand and deal with?
The party should be able to do that, because when you do that, it makes the system very transparent, very representative, and very credible. Because at the end of the day, it is not 1 person or 2 people who are going to manage, the election. Every other person is part of the process. Democracy is very expensive. We need to know. We need to know that. If we continue saying that money, we are continuing promoting the vices of electoral abuses. Okay? So we should just put. I know the money issue also matters, but we must. If you are serious about promoting democracy, we must look for ways of funding some of these things. And I think that the country should come in, the state should come in supporting some of these.
So you are all for state funding when it comes to political parties, because ultimately they serve the interests of the people.
Yeah, because you see, if the state funds the political party, the state would have the power to audit their books.
Right.
Because the state knows how much I have given to NDC, how much I've given to NPP. So come and account for it. The state has robust accounting system that you even if you want to take Uber, for example, there must be a receipt for that to show that at this point in time I took Uber and that's how much I paid. But you and I were even discussing, even before we went on set, how some political figures abuse their office with the resources they were given during the elections, how they enriched themselves out of it. How can you account for that? But even the party itself doesn't have mechanisms put in place to check these abuses, these corruptions. But if Ghana as a state is going to sponsor the elections, or going to sponsor political parties in this country, as a country, we have robust institutions. We have Auditor General's Department, we have Accountant General. We will check every cedi that is spent. And when we do that, we are not only checking, we are also fighting corruption as well.
Right. Well, the National Treasurer of the NPP will be making a presentation per what we do understand. When after the formal statements, both every other office holder will make a report. I want to find out, are you expecting to know how much they spent in the campaign when the treasurer speaks?
Right.
Is that an expectation you have?
I'm sure the expectations are rife, but
yeah.
guys, we need to also now connect to our guys on the grounds. Ibrahim Al-Hassan leading the charge on the grounds at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Let's connect right over to them now and get to understand exactly what is currently transpiring, whether or not we've seen a start to the program. Ibrahim, yes, I'm sure you've taken water now. Let us know exactly.
Over 5,000 of its delegates gather here for the National Annual Delegates Conference. The last time I left with Joshua, I was at the outer perimeter. This time around, we are at the media center, which is located within the stadium proper. As you can see behind me, the stands have started getting packed. The individuals there are delegates of the New Patriotic Party. I have some of them still are having to pass through. I have one member of the New Patriotic Party, one-time parliamentary candidate aspirant for the Kodjo constituency. I call him Pope, but I'm sure he will introduce himself properly. Pope, introduce yourself properly and tell us your expectation. You are live on GHOne TV and Star FM.
Still the prayer is on. We are here today as a party to rebuild our party, unite, bring back the love to the NPP, to recapture power come 2028. That is the focus.
Well, there are a number of amendments. In fact, I have them here, 56 of them.
56.
Which of them is of interest to you?
The youth, the age which cuts the youth organizer position, which is 35. I'm for 35 years because the changes now, the 40, the 45 years old, their mentality is quite different from the 35 years people. Everybody can go to the mouth club and see them out fun all the time. Those people will not associate themselves with those people. So if you bring somebody who is their age, that means that it's going to attract those people to come to the party. NPP Party Renew was for the elite in the society, was for the educated people. Now we are losing those values. Let's bring back those values. Let's bring the people that love the party. We are bringing back the love for the party from today. After today's Congress, NPP is coming back stronger, and we are recapturing all our seats and increase the number come 2028. That's the focus.
Isn't that just a dream? Because the party lost power less than 7 months ago. Somebody would say NPP is not at a very good place this time around. You are now talking about reorganization. There are factions. How easy will it be for you to recapture power?
It's not just a dream. If you remember, that is the year 2000 when we first went to Parliament. 96 when we went, we were about 60-something MPs. We came up to 2000 and then we won the majority seat in Parliament. It's not the first happening to the NPP. But this time when I come back 2028, what the people told them? They told them that National Cathedral, NPP have wasted money. The evidence are coming out. Ghanaians are getting to know the settings government that we have now. It's all about settings. It's all about the
National Cathedral. Phyllis Kodjo told us that instead of the 58 million that we've always known, it's actually 97 million.
Which audit company they employ? The audit company that World International known company couldn't even find finance. How much more this we are going to? I mean, just settings. It's just really the optics that he always knows how to do best. Come to TV, lie to Ghanaians. He keeps lying all the day. This time around, Ghanaians are coming to the realities. Last session is down, they are going to cancel.
Yes, but the minister has given a deadline.
Yes, we're going to cancel last session exams. Doctors write last session exams. Nurses write last session exams. Lawyers write last session exams. Yeah, it's a profession. It's a profession.
But they say that it is at what stage the teachers will be sitting for the examination. This time around, the teachers will not complete school for them to go home and later be recalled to come and take a Lancashire exam. But this time around, it will be part of their exit examination. Doesn't that convince you?
That's what I told you. It's all settings. It's all settings. They told us that they are not going to introduce tax. After forces stood in parliament, told parliamentarians, told the whole country that is not going to introduce any new taxes. Now we are paying what? 1 cedi per litre. It's not a gallon, 1 cedi per litre. I didn't even come in my car because I cannot afford to buy fuel. I park my car. Yes, I can't.
That's serious.
Initially, they said they've reduced the prices. Initially, they said they've reduced the prices of fuel. Ghanaians said, hooray. And then at night, when Ghanaians were sleeping, they sneak to parliament and pass those bills. You understand? This government is all about settings. It's all about the optics.
Your inability to afford fuel. Is it because your party is out of power?
No, not because the party is out of power. When they reduce the fuel, all of us commended the government for reducing the fuel. Okay. The fuel that we were at the price that Ghanaians were buying. What was a gallon then? What was a barrel? Over $100. Now $100 is what? About 70 something. So if NPP was to be in power, fuel would have come down automatically.
So to you, the NPP as a party is ready to recapture power in 2028.
We are coming like a wounded lion. Okay. We are not going to sit down, watch them misbehave at Pudo station, at college centers. This time around, we are coming as a wounded lion. We are sending a signal to them. Okay. They said we are going to do as worse in Akwetia. We are waiting. Akwetia is just my backyard.
Yes, are you ready for the Akwetia by-election?
We are more than prepared. Our men are more than prepared for Akwetia. So we are waiting for them. If they come in peace, we also come in peace. But if they come with violence, we give them equally. But
the police will be there.
The police were there. The police were standing right in front where our Kumsi was being beaten. Police were standing. The police actually aided the hooligans to push our deputy youth organizer for him to be beaten. When he ran to the police, when he wanted to rescue, what they do? They pushed him. So we cannot trust the police. We cannot trust the police. We're going to Akwetia. We cannot trust the police. Because if a police officer, you right in front of you, with your uniform, not even, let me say, see that they don't wear uniform, with a uniform officer, and then people are coming to lynch somebody, and then you stand and watch and look, fold your arms. It is a country that we left for them. It is a Ghana that we left for them. When they are talking, they say, I was Westwell or something happened.
There was something happened, didn't it?
It started from when? Chiriponi, what happened to us? Tell us what happened to us. Oladodo, what happened to us? When we went here, when we showed them something small in Atiwa, then they knew that we had the men. This time around, we are not going to listen to our leadership that we should not be there. Our men are going there. We are going to Akwetia. If they come in violence, we just block. We will all be in Akwetia. Nobody will move out. And then we'll see if they want a peaceful Ghana to rule, we will give them. But if they want us to be violent as they are, we will equally retaliate to them.
Well, so that's Pope very confident that after today's exercise, which we see the party delegate attend to about 56 amendments, including the one that will afford former members of parliament voting rights, the one that will afford TESCON president a voting right, the one that will get the party to recognize the existence of persons living with disability, will be attended to. After it's all said and done, the party will be repositioned in a way that it can recapture power come 2028. Thank you very much.
With this number that we're going to add on, it's all about the monocracy that happens in the general elections, internal elections. We want to get rid of that. If the number is so huge, it will be very difficult to buy votes. You understand? Initially it was 1, it came to 5. Now they are adding on. Very soon, maybe we are expecting to have 17 polling station executive, as it is in the executive, the constituency and the region and the national. We want a time will come that we have the same at the police station level. So multiply 17 by the number of police stations. It will be very difficult for somebody to do vote by. Then the reflection of the real person, the person people need in the constituencies would come out to lead the party. When the full soldiers are happy with decisions in the party, then we can win power. But if they are not happy, they are not ready to go out and then work, then that means that the party would be in opposition. If you look at the vote that we lost, then this is making a whole lot of noise. They just added over 100,000 votes to their vote from 2024. From 2020. They added over 100,000 votes to their vote. NPP lost. Our people did not go out to vote. This time after today, you will see them out at polling stations, at electoral areas, campaigning for the NPP, so that we come back to power, come 2020. Inshallah, we are coming back to power. The NTG should be rest assured. Or whatever they are doing to our people, to our appointees, we are telling them the time of reckoning will come.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Pope. And so, yes, so that's Pope. Let's also engage Kwesi Kwarteng again. We engage him from outside. This time around, yes, he's tired. We are all tired, but we are here. We are. Yes, so you've gone round. I saw you exchanging pleasantries with party members here and there. Now the delegates are here. You gave us 8 a.m. The program is here to officially commence. Why?
Well, let me say that we have to first of all take responsibility and apologize in that accord. But also remember that a lot of people, most of them even travel today. Imagine somebody coming from Zebila to Accra. It's quite a distance. And sometimes in traveling, there are uncertainties in it. If all of them had traveled by air, I'm sure we could have had a much more earlier start. But that's where we find ourselves. Ultimately, we are starting. As a party, we take responsibility and apologize accordingly. But I mean, the good thing is that we are starting.
So, what have you observed since you entered? I engaged you when you were outside. Now you've been in. What has been the observation? How enthusiastic are these delegates?
Well, I think it's a mixed feeling, if you ask me. There is also, it's a balance of enthusiasm at the same time, a reflection. I recall we just came from, a very great defeat. And we are here to do an introspection, make decisions for ourselves, especially when the decision does not even represent only us. Because if we look at 5,012, that's about 3% of the population, even of the Electoral College. So we are burdened to make the right responsibility. So I think it's a mixed feeling, a well-balanced feeling between a bit of enthusiasm, because we've met again. We are re-energizing, we are revitalizing, we are re-strategizing. At the same time, we also have a very huge responsibility of making the right decision. That's synced with the people. That's also synced with the good majority of Ghanaians. Where, at the end of the day, if we make the right decision, the party wants to become very much more attractive, and then ahead of 2028, we'll be able to get a lot.
I spoke to you about the amendments or proposals that excited you. One that stands out from this as well is that there will be no appointed executive members. Everybody will be elected. Now, there might have been a reason why the party decided that some group of people should be elected. Others, the elected executive will look at the strengths, weaknesses, and expertise and make appointments. Now, the proposal is that everybody should be elected because those who were elected felt they were superior to those who were appointed. Do you think that's a good proposal?
No, it's good, especially with the communication officer, the national communication officer. You see, the whole beauty about election is participation. When people participate in bringing any person into office, they hold the person into high accountable, and the vice versa is also same true, where you also report back to them. In that case, people will feel duty bound that this is the people that brought me, not only one person. So in terms of allegiance and who should work, the allegiance will not only be with one person or to one person who appointed, but the allegiance will be to the entire party machinery that elected him. So I think it's in the right order. But of course, we also have to accept that there are sometimes you need technical and special areas. Communication, you may need, the motive for the earlier appointments was to get somebody who knows the party history, who knows the party well, who can communicate so well on behalf of the party. But I think if there are any better people that can do it, the masses can rather do it than one person.
After engaging you outside, I engaged Dennis Miracle Sabwaji. I put to him a question of donation. The man you speak for, Kennedy Agyapong, donated in excess of 4 million Ghana cedis. That was made public. He says that's needless and that every NPP activity has been sponsored by donations. People have donated. People including himself.
I don't know in what capacity he spoke, as an aide or as a spokesperson to the former vice president.
As a member of the NPP.
As a member of the NPP.
Yes.
You see, you cannot appropriate a reprobate. And principles should stick with us. They should not only be seasonal. There is Miracle Sabwaji is with Dr. Baumia. Undeniable. Yeah. I don't want the conversation to go there, but since he's brought it up, we have to respond. When Dr. Baumia made a donation of 50,000 Ghana cedis to the guy that was stabbed during the thank you talk, didn't you hear it? It wasn't reported to the media. He made a donation to even Sierra Leone. It's in the media. You can Google Dr. Baumia donates. About 1,001 of them, or even not 1,001 of them. What is so wrong with it about donation? That if it comes from Kennedy Agyapong, it becomes news. Today, are you not aware, haven't you heard that each constituency was given 10,000 Ghana cedis by Dr. Baumia? It's not in the public space. What is so wrong with that? If tomorrow Kennedy Agyapong also decides, well, I am able to mobilize 5,000 for you for your transport, what is so wrong with that? We are having a conference. Dr. Baumia is helping, Kennedy Agyapong is helping. If it comes into the public space, what is so wrong with that? Don't you think it will also motivate other people to also come and donate or also contribute? You see, the bigger problem is not about who even donates. The bigger problem is the party's ability to take care of party people who are in government, so that they will have the resources to even donate when we are not in power. That, for me, should be the angle of the conversation. So that always you don't necessarily have to rely on the frontliners. But I think it's hypocritical for him to make a U-turn and make it look like if you donate and it comes in the public. How did they announce that they donated 410,000 to Madam Ekwefri just a week ago when they went for the Agyapong elections? It wasn't in the public space. They didn't take come from their camp. So when it is Kennedy Agyapong, it becomes a crime. But when it is Dr. Bahamia, we all have to hail it. Principles are not seasonal.
And talking about Nana Ekwefri, that your boss, Kennedy Agyapong, was the one who put Nana Ekwefri to what eventually became a defeat.
They were distracting me. Repeat your question.
No, so the question I'm asking you is that you touch on Agyapong. The argument from the other side is that, but for Kennedy Agyapong and Brian Champong, she would have listened to the party. Why did you urge her to defy the party and contest, reason for which she had to apologize subsequently?
You see, the fact that people apologize for actions and inactions does not necessarily mean that the decision they took was wrong. You can apologize for the very principle that you want to build peace and foster unity and grow for progress. I mean, we lost with 200 votes. Granted that we had gone for the elections, or assuming we had gone for the elections, and the 200 votes, 200 polling station executives, or 200 of us has all gone there, and is able to bring one person each, one voter each, wouldn't we have won that seat? So, I mean, we've moved from there, but objectively, I leave you to the jury out there. If you think that the decision was good, we all have conscience. We leave it to them. But ultimately, we need a demonstration of leadership. We need courage. We need somebody who can look into the face of the people and say that, well, NDC cannot intimidate us. In spite of the odds, we will still go. Elections, there are two outcomes. Even when the party is prepared, we can still lose. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like when you are in hospital. Whether doctors are on strike or doctors are working, people can still die anyway. But it is more safer when doctors are around. That's why it gives a sense of assurance. It gives some hope that indeed you have somebody to take care of you. But when we send a wrong signal that we are not prepared, we are never ready for an election, that is also a sign of weakness. But we move from there. I don't think it was Kennedy Agyapong who spiked up the woman to go for the election. The woman had already made the determination. And even if it was Kennedy Agyapong, what is so wrong with that? That we make a decision not to go for an election. We are unprepared. Yesterday we go and get about 200 votes difference. We only lose with 200 vote difference. If that is the logic, then probably we may also not be going for a Kodjo. Any other election, because we are afraid of being beaten, we may not also go. But the beauty of every great leader is also courage. Courage to say that. And you see, bottom line is that in NPP, we will respect all views, including dissenting views. That is the beauty of NPP. But ultimately, we come together under one umbrella, like here in this stadium. We don't have Kennedy Agyapong camp, we don't have Baumia camp. We only have one NPP that we are building, re-strategizing, regrouping to be able to make sure that we build a very formidable party.
You talk about courage, and that's one point you are selling for your candidate, let me put it that, or your aspirant. The counter argument is that the party is not going for war. So why must courage be the selling point for Kennedy Agyapong?
Courage is not only needed when you are going for war. Courage is needed to drive the party along, to bring everybody along. It's a point of revival. When we churches conduct revival program, it doesn't mean that the churches are collapsed. That is a warp logic. You don't need courage because you are going for war. Even there are soldiers who don't have courage, but yes, they go for war. The courage is required to send a signal and a symbolic that indeed we are prepared and we are ready. So let's all move along. It's not a matter of going forward.
Right. Finally, how confident are you that the party will leave the University of Ghana Sports Stadium where we are currently at, united, after today's
I am hopeful. It's not about confidence. I am hopeful. Okay.
What are the ingredients you are looking for that to happen?
Yeah, ultimately, we must always remind ourselves that we are not here for ourselves. And we are here for the supreme interest of the party. Less than 5%, we are representing the majority of the party. So ultimately, every decision that we make have to be considering the supreme interest of the party. It has to be in tandem with the party, and a decision that the whole party will accept. If we fail to do that, it comes back against us. But I'm only hopeful that every decision that we will make will tend to strengthen and unite the party further.
All right. Thank you very much, Kwesi Kwarteng. He's a spokesperson for Kennedy Agyapong, who is a flag bearer aspirant for the NPP. As I mentioned earlier, I have in my hands the proposed amendment, 56 of them, right? So, for instance, there is a motion to amend Article 6.1, 7.2, 9.1, 10.7, and 3 of the Constitution to split or decouple the position of research and electoral affairs officer at the constituency, regional, and national levels. So, as we speak, per the current arrangement, the research officer is the same as electoral affairs officer. What this amendment is seeking to do is to decouple the two. You have the party's research officer at all levels, and then you have the party's, yes. And so, yeah, of course, let's stand. Mr. Sampai, let's stand, yes, please. And so, immediate past mayor for Kumasi, Mr. Sampai, is for me. You can stand here. First of all, you've been around. What has been your observation so far, Mr. Sampai?
The organization, perfect, compared to some years. The hustle of even getting in. The security arrangements, the medical arrangements, the sitting arrangements, everything with the PA systems. I believe we're doing quite well.
Yes, you just returning from the region that can be described as a breadbasket for the NPP. How's the region doing?
Oh, very well. We're doing well. You see, after the elections, honestly, I need to be very honest with you, hearts went down, and we need to build it up. And gradually, we're looking at that too. So definitely, by the time we finish the conference, we go back and we start revitalizing and rebuilding. We're going to make sure, Ashanti region becomes the Ashanti region.
The president was there a couple of days ago. Were you disturbed by...
At all, I wasn't disturbed. You see, they tend to create the wrong impression to the people. And I know that every constituency was given a bus to bring people to just that KJTR area. And I know what I'm talking about. I saw a Fiakobi bus that brought delegates from Agyapong, right? Then I also saw the Jurassic Dumasi Secondary Senior High School bus that brought people from Jurassic. So they should keep on deceiving themselves. That is the wish of all of us, and I believe it's going to be so too.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Sampai. Let's go to the former regional minister, former deputy minister for youth and sport, Honorable Bobie. Honorable, how has it been? How has it been so far? How has it been so far? How has it been? Your life on GHOne? Yes, here and everything.
Oh, let me first of all thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and greet your cherished viewers. I will say so far so good, but I am very impressed about the setup and everything. As you can see, there are a lot of people outside hoping to get inside here, and we are hoping that the security people will do their job very well, make sure that everybody gets inside to come and fill the empty spaces. Okay. So far, so good. We are praying to the God that going forward, everything will be peaceful, for us to live here peacefully, and then deal with all the amendments, and then go forward with a unity to fight the 2028 elections.
Which of the amendments do you want to be carried? You are in this amendment being given a voting right as a former member of parliament and as a former minister of state. Is that the only amendment you are looking forward to, or there are more?
No, I want all of them, especially the youth organizer position being scaled down to 35 years. Okay. My reason is, in many of our constituencies, our youth organizers are old. Okay. And I want it to be extended to even women organizers and constituency organizers, not just the national youth organizer. Because you go to some of the constituencies and then you see a youth an organizer, a constituency organizer who is about 60 years. What can he do? You go to a polling station and then you see a woman organizer who is 60 plus. What can she do? And mind you, the ladies from 1835, they can only identify and work closely with their peers. This is what I saw during 2024 elections, per experience. So I even wanted more to be extended to constituency women's organizers, polling station women organizers, such that you get energetic and strong people with strong mind to work with their peers on the ground to get you the vote that you are looking for. So I am for all the amendment, but particularly for the youth organizer one. I am for it. Because in this country, if you go down there, many of the people think that if you talk about a youth, from 40 you are not a youth. So it is one thing that costs us. Some of our youth people will not able to relate well with the young and people and young ladies. So for that particular amendment, I am for it totally.
Well, there is one decision that has been taken by NEC, and I'm talking about the National Executive Council, that's not captured here, and that's the early presidential primaries. There are some colleagues of yours. Yes, I've not seen it here. I'm saying that they are saying that is cast in stone. It's not up for debate. There are others who disagree with that decision. What do you make of that? No, the decision for early
so now we are here for today, isn't it?
Yes.
So one is not captured. I can't speak to that.
Yeah. But you have no opinion over it?
Well, no, one I cannot speak to it. But we are here today to talk about this.
Okay. How important is unity after today to your party?
Very, very, very important. Because without unity, notwithstanding whatever we will do here today, without unity, we can't go forward and win the 2028 election. So for me, I'm just hoping and pray to God that as we are here interacting with each other as one people coming from one womb, we should carry this thing back home and continue to work on the ground where we can harvest the votes as one people, one purpose to win 2028. So for unity, that is the only thing I am praying. If even we have to do fasting for it to come, we will do it. Because you can carry all the amendment through and then go back. But without unity, this thing is nothing. So that is what I'm praying for. Yes.
Honorable Evans Bobie, we're most grateful for your time. And thank you. We'll call on you again. Since
thank you so much.
The program is even here to start.
Thank you so much.
But how has life been so far outside Parliament?
Oh, it's good. It's been up and down. It's good.
But at the pressure is down.
There's some pressure, a little bit pressure down. But sometimes when you sit back, and then many of the things that you did, it's now that people are talking about it, then it gives you some encouragement. Just last week, I believe you heard it. I have 2 astroturfs in my constituency. One funded by government. In fact, it cost government 4.2 million according to Kofi Adams. But my predecessor, I also did one from my pocket, and it cost me $300,000. Many of our MPs will not do that. That is the extent where I served my people. From my pocket, I have given it to the community and a committee to manage it. The guy who succeeded me now, his own hometown, he has been going there to play. In fact, when we were doing it, he went and told his people that I have gone to buy the carpet that we used to, when we were having funeral, that is a funeral packet, not astroturf. I said, okay, wait. Now, there's pressure on him. And he also made a lot of promises to do some astroturfs. So there's pressure on him. And many of the youth have now realized that they were deceived. So 7 months, his rating is just down. And then he's afraid that 2028, he will lose the seat. So not knowing, he and some NDC members went and planned that they should file a question for Kofi Adams to come and say that it was government so that they will go and take over. But Lord and behold, thank God, when they searched through the records at the ministry, they couldn't find any single document that suggests that government did a MIM astroturf. And I'm told that at the time of preparing the questions, the project department at the ministry told him that that particular astroturf was built and financed by Honorable Evans Bobie. In fact, they wrote in the answer. But for political gaming and the optics, he decided to cancel my name to say that it was funded by a private individual. Who is that private individual? Look, I have all my contract documents on my phone now. So now I have been vindicated. If you go back home, people have now realized that Bobie did a lot of things for some time from my own pocket. So when you hear that, then you become so happy. Your heart is fulfilled that you have also imparted your community.
Do you expect you to come back? Do you expect a comeback from you?
Well, it's early for now. For 1 or 2 reasons.
But early. Never say never.
Yes. So we are putting 1 or 2 things together. My focus now is how to get things carried, get the elections done, and then look for unity in the party. Because if there's no unity, if I'm not able to unite all of us and I decided to come back, it will be difficult for us. So unity first, before we think about any other thing.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Evans, Bobie, yes. And so, yes. Honorable, yes, honorable. So, briefly, yes, I engaged you from outside, but now you are in. What has been your observation?
Oh, so far, so very good. There's excitement in the atmosphere. You know, as I said earlier, this is the first time we are meeting as a family after the distracting results, you get it. And so far the spirit is high, and I'm excited about it.
Well, if you are to engage the delegates, what will you tell them? Just so after today, the party emerges stronger, united for what lies ahead.
Oh, no, yeah, whatever we are here to do today is for the common good of the party and the unity and forward move of the party. And so whatever they are here to do, they should have a clear mind, thinking that we are doing it for the good of our own party. You get it? And so that's what I want them to be reflecting on, so that we can have a stronger party after today.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. George IC. And so, yes, let's also engage many more people. Yes, of course. Don't worry. Given the setting we are in, we should expect some of these movements. Yes, we are outside. Please, for the sake of viewers and your constituents and people who are watching us, introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Honorable Ike Apau Jesse, former mayor, New Jobbing South, Koforidua.
Okay, Eastern region.
Yes.
How is Koforidua doing?
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Well, how important is today to you personally and also to the NPP as a party?
Very, very important. And I'm so happy to be here with my people. And I am saying that this conference is going to make history, number one. And it is going to be through this conference that we are heading towards the Jubilee House come Inshallah 2028.
What makes you so confident that 2028 you are coming
It's
back?
Because certain mistakes we have made in the past. This conference is going to address that. And I'll tell you why. My brother, as I stand here, I have been a polling station chairman before. I have been a constituency officer. I have become a regional officer. I have been co-opted into national campaign before. And I became municipal chief executive, and by the time I was leaving office, I was a mayor for 8 years. And you want to tell me that somebody who has gone through from the grassroots, when there is a decision, very important decision to be made in the party, I am excluded because I'm no more in office. It was a major, major mistake. And this is what our big men have realized, that no, there are some people who have gone through the mill, who should have been part and parcel of our decision process. And now this conference is going to rope all these people into that. And I'm saying, when you have such rich minds coming in, it helps to enhance the image of the party. Look, the NDC has been doing something that inures to their benefits. Okay? When you are a former mayor in NDC, when you are a former MP, when you are a former executive, anytime there is a decision to be made, they are part and parcel of that. It is only the NPP that, when it comes to that crunch, we have sidelined all these rich ideas. So for me, this conference is geared towards correcting that. And that is why I said you will see the enthusiasm that is going to be mounted for us to head to the Jubilee House come 2028.
Thank you very much.
You understand me now?
For New Jobbing South.
Yes.
It's a pleasure speaking to you. We'll engage again.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Hand over the microphone. Okay. Yes.
We have been working in the trenches for so many years. He knows.
Wow.
He knows.
Wow.
And he knows what he and I can team up to do
together.
May God bless us all.
Bless you. God bless you too. So briefly introduce yourself and then give us your message for the delegates.
Thank you.
Yes. Introduce yourself.
My name is Kofi Entry, Governor, and Director of Operations, Greater Accra.
Okay. And, so how are operations going?
Oh, so far, have you heard any negativity? Everything is positive, and that is what defined MPP. Today, what are you seeing? You're not seeing any colors apart from the blue, white, and the red. I mean, let's give praise to ourselves. So far, so positive. That's all we are all here for. And it is going to be positive after today's birth.
What makes you sure that it will be positive?
It's going to be positive. I mean, the leaders and the students themselves, that they are going to give birth to another MPP. Today, we are going to give birth to a new MPP. That is the team rebuilding. And we are going to build a formidable party. And I'm happy with the unity. I'm happy we are embracing ourselves. I am not seeing any other colors apart from our colors. You see the flying colors everywhere. This is what we call MPP. We are defining the real meaning of MPP. And I'm happy and proud to be a member of this party. You see, what I am expecting today, by the end of this day, I am expecting the same unity that we are seeing now from today. You see, we can never do anything for ourselves, for our mother Ghana, without unity. So this unity we are seeing, let us produce it more to our various constituencies. Every MPP member is my brother and my family member. Whether you belong to any other faction, and I'm happy today we are not seeing factions here. I am not seeing the Hola Balloons, Watimi Wakame. That's the so-called the Watimi Wakame fashions. We are seeing MPP, honorable members embracing the polling station executives. This is what we call ourselves MPP. Mm-hmm. So what I'm hearing, what I'm going to witness today, okay? I want our leaders to listen to the grassroots.
The grassroots, okay.
You see, when the grassroots reject this party again, it will be a disaster. Okay. I want our leaders to listen to the grassroots. Okay. We've been shouting for the grassroots. Okay. We've been shouting for the grassroots for so long. Who is listening to them? Okay. So I want them to listen to them and adopt their cries. Yeah. I want the party to take this decision, and I am happy. Yeah. There is a vote that we have to adopt all former executives
to be have voting rights.
To be part of the constituency album. Mm-hmm. That formally, if a former executive, after your tenure, is out.
So to you, that is the most crucial aspect of these amendments.
You see, people have sacrificed a lot for this party. Yes. After their tenure, you see, we don't bother them. We don't even involve them in any other activity.
They are just discarded.
And it's so disheartening. All right. And I am waiting for the party to warn us. Okay. For the intimidation. Okay. Ourselves, the intimidation. Okay. Because of the intimidation, so many people have rejected this party.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Because of intimidation, so many leaders have rejected this party. Why? Okay. Why?
So to you, the intimidation must stop.
Yes, the intimidation must stop.
All right.
With the involvement of the former executive.
It's a good development.
Yes. And the leaders. Okay. Especially the member of parliament. Okay. National executives. This kind of endorsement, where is it coming from?
Okay, as in members of parliament endorsing one aspirant or the other.
The members of the parliament. Okay. We lost because of this endorsement. Okay. Because if you endorse for candidate A and I belong to candidate B, are you expecting me to come and work for you?
All right. Okay. All right.
So the endorsement must stop.
All right. So that's where I want you to wrap up. So to you, the endorsement must stop. Thank you very much, Director of Operations for Greater Accra. Let me go to former member of parliament for Botiano English Yaman from Honorable Sylvester Tete. You are live on GHOne TV. It's been a while. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's refreshing to be here once again. This is the spirit of the MPP. I lost my seat. We lost painfully. I've been on grounds seeking to become the General Secretary of our party. and it's refreshing to be back in the midst of my people. Obviously, I've gone around the towns to greet the people. The euphoria is what we expect from the NPP, togetherness, and I mean the spirit of unity. It's obvious that after losing heavily, as we did in the 2024 election, it weighed heavily on all of us from top to down. If you go down, but the party quickly had to put in place processes to ensure that we rebuild quickly. Woe unto you when you fall and you are not able to wake up again. We set up my Kokwe committee. They went around 276 constituencies. They produced a report. National Council looked at the report. They set up Constitutional Amendment Committee. That sets the grounds to ensure that the party's base is expanded, and we have done so in a number of motions that will be tabled this afternoon. From polling station to national, how the party should be organized. After 8 years of doing the same thing, we thought that it should be organized in a different form. That is why some of us are putting ourselves, when the time comes, to vie for the position as the General Secretary of the party, and many more people from polling station to the highest level.
How are things looking for you? I'm sure you've done your engagement. How is the reception been?
Of course, it's obvious. If elections were to be held today, I will leave you as a General Secretary of the party. And obviously, if it's held next year, I will still be the General Secretary of the NPP. That is what I come to the table with.
What are you in to do to help the party in its attempt to recapture power come 2020?
It is obvious. As I go around, there is one thing that led to our defeat, apathy. If you look at the results carefully of John Mahama in 2016 when he was a sitting president, if you look again at John Mahama's results in 2012, if you look again at John Mahama's results in 2024, it's obvious he hasn't made any significant change in the numbers he garnered. Yet we lost over 1.3 million votes. What it means is that apathy setting in Greater Accra, 55% turnout to vote in the last elections. So generally, it is the apathy. How did the apathy came? It was occasioned as a result of weak party structures we've had the last 8 years, and that is the problem. We've diagnosed it. I'm going around, I'm explaining to them. I've been a party person from polling station, constituency. I rose through the ranks, and I've served in National Council. I've been a former deputy minister. I've been the former CEO. I've been a former board chairman. I've served in many capacities in this party. I know the mood of this party, and I believe my candidature will help to reorganize the party, to give back the confidence party people are looking for. All that they are looking for is for leadership that will inspire confidence in them. When leadership inspires confidence, the base will follow. Once the base follows, we come back to power. I am convinced that the NPP is coming back to power in 2028. No two ways about that.
Some have said that given the magnitude of your defeat, everybody in an executive position today, wholesale, must be cleared out. Do you subscribe to that?
Well, that one, the decision lies with the delegates and how you sell yourself to the delegates. They know each one of us. They know each one of us vying for different positions. They know our track record. They know our backgrounds. We've all been given opportunity one way or the other in our journey to come to where we are today, so that people can best assess you. I wouldn't say all of them must go. But in fact, it's intriguing to see a first vice chairman of the party calling for all of them to resign because they failed the party. That is a matter for them to decide. But if they decide not to resign, the party people will resign them.
Okay. Thank you very much. Your final words to the delegates.
Well, to my NPP folks, today is our day. Let us reconnect with our friends we've met in a long time. Let us try to make new friends. Let us try to bring the spirit of unity among us as we converse, as we post on Twitter, or X, as we go on Facebook, as we go. Take a picture with your friend, somebody you've never met before. Share on X, share on any social media handle. And that is a vibe. That is a vibe that brings the party alive. So for me, I am convinced that the NPP spirit will be rebirthed today. And of course, if you look at the banners around, you see the forefathers of this party. They fought strongly for this party. It has come to our term. And there's nothing more we can add than to bring the unity of the party to return NPP back to power. All of them had had the experience of Nana Addo Dankwa Bawumia administration in the last 8 years. And what they are saying today in 7 months of John Mahama, when we brought the yield levy 1% on 100 Ghana cedi, people fought it. Today, they brought demonic tax. They brought demonic tax of how much? 10%.
One cedi
per liter. When you buy a fuel of 1,000 Ghana cedi, you are paying 83 cedis.
They say you left huge debt in the energy sector.
They should go back and check the energy sector levy they left for us. It's the same we left for them. For 8 years, we manage it. Why can't they manage it in 7 months? They are bringing demonic tax. This demonic tax, we'll fight it with our lives. Wow. Trust me. Watch all of us here. Watch the space.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's engage Honorable Catherine Afeku, former Minister for Tourism, former MP for Electoral. At least Mensah will be on, but I just want to balance. I want to balance things. Yeah. So, Honorable, yes, you are live on GHOne TV. How have you been?
I'm doing excellent, as you can tell. We are preparing, rebuilding.
Yes. How important is today to you and the NPP as a party?
First, we have to say a big warm welcome to all the delegates from across the length and breadth of our nation, from Axim to Zebila. Yeah. We're all here representing. Yeah. I'm excited because I think this is the first gathering after the December 2024 elections. Yeah. So it's good to be here.
Well, are you informed after the Professor Okwe committee's work? Can you say that the party now knows why it lost, and that after today, you forge ahead, work on those reasons, and recapture power?
I think everybody you see here, a true member of the NPP, has been involved. It started at the constituency level, the members of parliament level, former appointees level, just getting around and getting all the data to collate and decipher as to what went wrong and how to rebuild from there. So yes, we've all been involved. And then of course, right after the elections, as much as they didn't go well, you don't fold up and sleep. I was approached that I should put myself up to represent the females of the new patriotic party. So as you see me here in full regalia, I am lacing my boots to aspire as the national women's organizer for the new patriotic party.
Wow.
So I am very involved.
This is the first time I'm hearing this. Why do you want to serve the party in that capacity?
It is actually an honor to be given an opportunity to serve the party in any capacity, even if President Kufuor, you are appointed as an office cleaner or a messenger. It is still an honor, because the new patriotic party is a party of values, a party of history, and a party that needs a woman who has the acumen and the communication skills and the listening skills to rally the women across the length and breadth to recapture power. That is why when I was approached, with all humility, I didn't say no. I said, yes, I'm ready.
You are coming up against our Kumsin. Does that are you perturbed in any way?
No, I'm not coming against anybody. I'm coming against me.
Yourself. Okay.
So there are about 5 women contesting. So nobody's above or below. We are all equally ready for the job. But the delegates will cipher through. They will sieve through. They will use intellect, acumen, experience, and most importantly, a woman who can communicate the MPP's achievements. And that is what we need in this party. At this time, in our crossroads and the juncture of the party, you need a female who's humble, who's a good listener, but who has the communication skills to talk about our party's achievements, and then to rally women of all levels to vote for the next NPP.
What is wrong with the current women leadership that NPP has?
She's not contesting anymore. So
no, what's wrong with the leadership? Because obviously there's something that you are seeking to.
There's nothing wrong.
Okay.
There is absolutely nothing wrong. And that's where you pitch our women against each other. Okay. And I will not be a victim. There is absolutely nothing wrong. You see the cloth I'm wearing? Yes. I got this from Mama Agyapong. Wow. She is the sitting national women's organizer, but officially she's not contesting. So every woman above 35 in this party, or above 18 in this party, who has the caliber and the wherewithal can put themselves up. But I know that I will emerge victorious.
Thank you very much, Madam Kadri.
Before I leave, I have to say a big welcome to all the women who have traveled to be here to participate in the conference. They need a vibrant woman. They need a dynamic leader, but with humility. I say Akwaba to all of them through GHOne.
Thank you very much. And before I hand over to you, Joshua, and then the studio, let's engage briefly, Opoku Mensah, briefly. What will be your message to the rank and file of the NPP gathered here?
Yeah, today is an exciting moment. Today is a family gathering. And what we are expecting is the unity that we've all been preaching should manifest here. Whatever we do, if you see somebody that you've never seen before, somebody who I'm probably within a long time, a name that you've heard before, that you've never seen before, this is the opportunity to embrace. And I'm expecting that whatever we do here becomes a healing process. And enough of the lamentation.
Okay.
Whether we like it or not, 2024 is over. Okay. It's left with what we can put together and ensure that we're able to claim the power back in 2028. And I think it is a duty on all of us here, the rank and file of the party. It's a clarion call on you. Bury the past now. Okay. Embrace what the future holds. And I think if we're able to see it from that angle, that internal feeling, that motivation that we seek to be able to gather all our arsenals and our energy towards the 2028 elections will be a fantastic victory for us. But if we keep on holding on to the grudges and we keep on not seeing what the future holds, my brother, I'm telling you, if you're an NPP member and you are listening to me now, make sure that you look up to the future. And the future is what we are building. And that is why Dr. Osei is in this context.
The future is Dr. Osei.
As simple as that.
Thank you very much, Opoku Mensah. So back to you in the studio. As you can see from behind me, the program has started in earnest. And so we will hand over to you in the studios as we equally take what's happening at the days. But of course, my colleague Lily Muhammad is here. Of course, he was at the inner perimeter, but now here with us at the top. Let's just hear from her how the program has been so far. What's been your observation so far?
Well, everything is going on smooth so far. The big wigs we're expecting, we've seen a number of them. We've seen a number of party leadership. We've seen a number of party big wigs. A number of members of parliament have also stormed this grounds. And one thing that resonates with the speakers that I have engaged is galvanizing its base, starting with its youth. So it looks like there's a youth direction of the party as they go into 2028. So we're looking at whether or not some of the motions that have been tabled, 56 of them, a number of them have raised concerns about them, particularly the cutoff point for the age limit for the contesting of the National Youth Organizer position.
Yes.
They think that, well, it is alienating a greater chunk of the youth population. So if that it will be relooked at, then maybe it may be adopted in subsequent conferences.
Okay, because they are looking at 25. They're bringing it down to 25. Okay.
To 35.
To 35. Okay. And so a number of amendments as well, like we mentioned, for the 56 of them. Yes. And so we have to hand over to the studio, but let's just say hi. Let's just say hi to Kodjo.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yes.
Please.
Yes,
please
yes. Say hi. And address the NPP delegates before we finally address the NPP delegates who are here, your colleagues.
We are happy to see them. We are looking forward to a very lovely meeting to amend our constitution. Is it your English?
It's English.
It's English. Okay, that's good. To amend our constitution and make sure that we put a party in the right stead for all the up and coming events.
Your expectation after today?
Expectation is that everybody will go back and tell the grassroots that we have amended and the things that they are not aware. Because you see, the proposals that came up, we only printed 7,000.
Yes.
The communication of the amendment has to be done by the people here to go out there and be able to what? Communicate the amendments to the party people. Not everybody reads the party constitution. So that the constitution that is amended, if it's amended and carried today, the people here should go and educate the grassroots.
Unity. Are you convinced that after today your party will make
the party has always been united? There is nothing. I don't know why people talk about unity. It's called unity in diversity.
Okay.
We might disagree on a lot of things, but we are united.
Okay.
So that's the most important thing. Right. People talk about unity. There is nothing. Have you seen anybody fighting?
No.
Have you seen anybody? Everybody is happy to meet their colleagues. 275. Look, NPP is the biggest political party in Ghana.
Sure.
The biggest, yes.
Okay.
The structures we have, Yanum doesn't have it. Okay. If you see, the people gathered here are from every corner of this country. Okay. So, yes, unity, we are united.
Well, there are some who disagree with the early presidential primaries.
Yes. It doesn't mean that it's right. Okay. You can disagree. That is why there's a saying that let's agree to disagree. Right. So something might be coming on. Somebody might not be happy. It doesn't mean it's wrong or it doesn't mean it's bad. Yeah. You might disagree, but we agree to disagree.
Well, Kodjo, yes. So I know I said finally, but Honorable Collins Amankwa is here. Let's just say hi to him. let's just say hi to Honorable Collins Amankwa. Honorable, you're live on GHOne TV.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, what's your expectation?
My expectation is that we will leave here with a united front. We are preparing seriously to recapture power in 2028 general elections, and that is our main focus.
Well, so what will be your message to the delegates?
My message is very simple. Without unity, the task ahead would be very difficult. I want to encourage each and every delegate and also all party sympathizers and party members to rally behind the spirit of the party. What unites us, it far outweighs what divides us as a party. So we need to ensure high sense level in terms of reconciliation. We need to demonstrate genuine unity of purpose. That is what people are expecting from us, and we can't disappoint them.
Yeah, I know you serve the party as a member of parliament. Are you seeking to serve the party again in any different capacity?
Well, two things as we speak. There are 2 slots from where I sit, which people are calling on me. Okay. I have received well-wishing message across the country that I should step in to become the next organizer of New Patriotic Party. Yeah. Some are also calling on me to go and take my people. Okay. If I say my people, then you know I'm referring to Mensah Constituency. Yeah. So I think the ball is in my court, and I can assure you that the calling to serve as the national officer is a positive call.
So which one are you inclined
to? I think I've already answered that. It's a positive course.
It's a positive course?
Yes.
All right. So finally, how confident are you that you touch on unity, that the party will emerge from today after this exercise much more united than you were, say, yesterday?
You see, I don't know if you, as you can see, the euphoria, the enthusiasm, clearly the spirit of the party is back. And I can assure you that the elephant is awake and we are poised for victory 2028. It's all about unity. It's all about power. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so that's Collins Amankwa. Yes. So finally, let's engage Member of Parliament for Busumi Freho. Yes. This is your microphone. Okay. First, what have been your observations so far?
So, from the beginning, where we had a few legal tussles. Okay. We had a few legal tussles that there was injunction. People, we don't want to allow it. Let's give some time. Let's postpone it. Yeah. You might think that it will not be successful, but I mean, coming through Legon, getting to the grounds, I think it has been very successful. We are looking at about 275 constituencies, 76 constituencies with their 17 delegates. And we are looking at the 16 regions with their 17 delegates. So, I mean, it's quite an impressive organization. The strict sense of making sure that everybody here in the center of the pitch are delegates, for me, is a good work. When you get to the entrance, the due diligence that they do to ensure that the stricto sensu who a delegate is who gets the opportunity to enter here.
Finally, Honorable, is the NPP ready for power come 2028?
So, I think it's a process. It can never be an event. It's a process. And the first point to be ready for power is when you admit that you admit and know where you stand now. We admit that we've had a very humiliating electoral defeat. In fact, our numerical strength in parliament has been reduced to the lowest in the history of the country. I heard the last time we had 66 in parliament, but the total number of seats in parliament was smaller relatively. So percentage-wise, this is the lowest we've gone. We've realized that the apathy within the rank and file of our party has been at the lowest point. That when you begin to admit that some of these things are real, some of these things have happened to you, it's a first step towards preparing for the next elections. Then, when you're also ready to make sure that, one, the humiliating defeat that you experience, you work towards it. The apathy that the people are demonstrating, you work towards it. The numerical strength in parliament, you work towards it. That is the process that leads to you admitting and accepting that where we are is not a good place. We want to move from the bad place and get to the best place. That, for me, is a process, and you need to look at it.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Ranking Member for the Foreign Affairs Committee, Member of Parliament for Busumi Freho. We're grateful. We'll return to you before the program comes to an end. And so, back to you in the studio. Let's go to the days and then pick the feed from there so we hear the messages that are to be delivered. And then, as and when there's a need, we'll return to engage many more people. Delegate. In fact, over 5,000 delegates, members of parliament included, who have made their way here. What they are seeking to do is to attend to 56 proposals. Included in them is one that will give former MPs and former government appointees a right to vote, a right to take a decision, among many other proposals that are here. Back to you in the studio.
Ibrahim Alassane, brilliant job there. Thank you so much for giving us all the feed from the grounds. But here in studio, I'm here with Tutu Adanso and also Mohammed Tawfiq Adamu, who is a political communication lecturer at UPSA and also a leading member of the Ghana Academic Professionals Forum, helping us to appreciate the NPP's annual delegates conference. So you have listened to all that on the ground. Yeah. So briefly, before we get straight to the place now.
I mean, it's quite interesting what is happening on the ground. I'm very happy, as a Ghanaian, that at the end of the day, democracy is winning.
Right.
And I can see a peaceful process. That is what we want to see. I can see that the NPP is gradually, coming together to unite, on their main objective. I wish and pray that at the end of the day, by the time that they finish, what we are seeing now would also be what would
Absolutely.
be at the end of it. Ghana, we are one people, we are one nation, we have one destiny, and we have one objective. The most important thing is that Ghana develops and becomes, the envy of all, and I can see that being manifested right now by the party. So I wish them well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, so let's now cross over to the University of Ghana Sports Stadium and bring you live action from the grounds as the NPP currently. We'll be hearing some speeches here and there, and then they would get into the deliberations properly. Tutua, before we go though, your final thoughts on this?
Well, I'm excited that finally we're making headway with this because, I listened to the national organizer, Nana B, earlier, who had said that this program wasn't going to exceed more than 5 hours. But unfortunately, it started late for reasons best known to them. But at least we've seen a lot of things in motion. They are ready to rebuild together with their values.
Absolutely.
And I didn't miss the fact that some of the persons that IB spoke to took the opportunity to launch their campaigns right here on our network.
Yeah.
We heard from the former Minister for Tourism,
Exactly.
Catherine Afeku, saying that, she's contesting for the women's organizer of the party. We also heard from
Because KJ4 is not going.
Exactly.
General Secretary also?
General Secretary. We'll see how that goes.
Absolutely.
Very interesting, stances there. But
we are EIB Election Hub, and let's cross over now and bring you some live action from the University of Ghana Sports Stadium.
Two reasons. The first being the cumbersome process of having to go to the constituency and regional offices to pay their dues, and the second being the fact that they do not get any direct benefit from the party after paying their dues. When we inform them of the new digital payment system and a proposal to have an accident insurance policy attached directly to the dues payment, 6,829 out of the 6,958 changed their minds and indicated their commitment to pay their dues so as to benefit from the policy. This represents 98.14% of party members engaged who are ready to pay their dues should the accident insurance proposal come into effect. Mr. Chairman, the group accident insurance policy proposal is aimed at ensuring that any member who is in good standing gets substantial financial support in times of trouble occasioned by an accident. The benefits cover accidental death, where the next of kin of the deceased member will be paid a lump sum amount. permanent disability occasioned by an accident where the affected member in good standing shall be given a lump sum payment. Temporal disablement where the affected member in good standing who is not able to go to work because of the accident shall be given a weekly allowance until he is able to go to work. And finally, an amount of money shall be paid to the member in good standing to cover the medical expenses occasioned by an accident. Mr. Chairman, for all these benefits, the member does not need to make any additional payment other than the payment of the monthly membership dues. The Finance Committee has already approved the group accident insurance policy proposal and has recommended it to the party for adoption. It is the considered opinion of the Finance Committee that the group accident insurance proposal will serve as a potent revenue catalyst that will motivate majority, if not all, our members to pay their dues. As indicated above, the insurance proposal would make it possible for the Finance Committee to raise substantial revenues for the party. This will then pave the way for the party to enroll other more expensive policies such as life insurance policies that can address the chronic health conditions of some party members. Going forward, Mr. Chairman, conference delegates, it will be helpful if we all commit to paying our dues to enable the party run smoothly. If conference is to ensure that Article 3(4)(b) of our Constitution is enforced, the party can realize substantial amounts of money from our membership dues mobilization. That said, Mr. Chairman, may I at this juncture present to conference a summary of our audited financial statement. These statements have been audited by the party's external auditors and have been reviewed and approved by the National Chairman, the General Secretary, and the National Treasurer. In the year 2020, the total revenue mobilized by the party was 72,692.97 Ghana cedis. And this was mobilized from a combination of dues, fundraising activities, nomination and filing fees, among other streams of revenue. The total expenditure for that same year was 73,125,471, and the expenditure covered office administration, the communications, training and operations, meeting expenditure, campaign-related and election-related activities. In the year 2023, the total revenue mobilized was 107,975,071 Ghana cedis. Also from donations, nomination and filing fees, membership dues, fundraising activities, and other revenue streams for the party. In that same year, a total of 110,090,614 was spent on office administration, communications, internal elections and by-elections, audit and meeting expenditure, and party campaign and organizational activities. In the year 2024, a total amount of 113,907,252 was mobilized by the Treasury for the party. In that same year, a total of 114,097,641 was spent by the party in organizing party-related activities, including training and operations, meeting expenditure, election and election-related activities, office administration and communications. Mr. Chairman, conference delegates, these financial returns had to be filed at the Electoral Commission within specific time periods in order not to breach the provisions of Act 574. Due to the fact that there were no national annual delegate conferences in 2023 and 2024, these statements could not be tabled before you for approval prior to filing. The National Chairman, the General Secretary, and the National Treasurer jointly acted on behalf of conference to avoid breaches of Act 574. I am therefore seeking the retrospective approval of conference to ratify the decisions taken on behalf of the National Annual Delegates Conference by the National Chairman, the General Secretary, and the National Treasurer. I thank you for your audience and wish all of us a successful conference. Thank you.
For your report. Now, conference, a quick roll call. I need you all to be active. Yeah, Babobo regions, you know. Says yeah, the Ahaya ma Yenya de Kasiapa. Upper East, Mensah, wake up, Upper East, rise up to your feet. Thank you very much. Upper East. Upper West, where are you? Anthony Namo and your people. Thank you very much. The Vice President's region. Northeast, are you here? Northeast, are you here? Thank you very much. Northern region. Northern region. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chairman Samba and your people. Now to Savannah region. Prof. Kalimonia and your people. Savannah region. Great, great, great to have you here. Yadamwase. Ave Yanko. Bono East region. Chairman Ivy, Bono East region. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ave Yanko, Kwame Bafu Abronya region. Bono region, where are you? Thank you very much. Western North, Chairman Ben Amma and your people, where are you? Western North. Great to have you here. Yadamwase, Yadamwase. The President's region, Eastern region, show your presence, where are you? Eastern region, show your presence, where are you? Thank you. That is the President's region. Chairman Jeff Kunedu and your people, we thank you very much. To Oti region, Chairman Dapa and your people. Chairman Evans Dapa and your people, thank you very much. Oti region, we can see you. Great to have you in here. Chairman Makafui Wanya, Volta region. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I like the energy. Thank you very much. Western region. The best come from the West. Western region. Chairman Indedesia and your people, where are you? Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Now to Central region. Percy Dennis Kweku and your people. Central, where are you? Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We can feel you. Thank you. Now to the heartbeat of the New Patriotic Party, Ashanti Region! Ashanti Region! Ashanti Region! Come on, Bernard, MC, Wasiako, Chairman Wantoma, and your people. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now to the host region. To the host region. Chairman Divine, Otu Agyapong and your people. Greater Accra, let us feel your energy. Greater Accra. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The National Treasurer just delivered our financial report. All those in favor of the motion, can I hear a big aye? All those who are not in favor, can I hear no? The ayes have it. Thank you very much. The report is adopted.
Thank you, conference. God bless us all.
Now, let's call for the party anthem to warm us up. Anytime you hear the party anthem, all must be on your feet. Thank you. All of us must be on our feet.
And now we shall listen to fraternal messages from other political parties. The first party here, a delegation led by the General Secretary, Citizen Atudazi, is the Great Consolidated Popular Party, GCPP. He is joined by Madam Cynthia Atta, his second vice, and Mr. George Amua, the national organizer. The delegation from the Great Consolidated Popular Party, GCPP.
Krudu, Chairman of Congress, kindly permit me to stand on existing protocols to bring you greetings from the only party in Ghana that has stayed through
to the ideals and values of its concept of domestication, the Great Consolidated Popular Party. Our 2024 flag bearer, Dr. Daniel Augustus Latte Jr., also extends his heartfelt greetings to you all. Let me begin by congratulating the organizing committee for a great work done so far. Today marks a very important journey in the life of the NPP. Your conduct and decisions today will determine whether the party will continue a sinking path or change the trajectory as a formidable and united party which is determined to win power once again. Just as many Ghanaians, how a party moved from the battle is the Lord's to Mayekuntain, I would say, or Sisifianibi is a mystery. However, it is refreshing to know that the party, through its own internal